Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Give me a little time. I'm just trying to set up the studio. Just a sec. Give me a second, guys. I'm sorry. I'm just trying to log into the internal platform, so it's getting stuck a little. Yeah, so we're all set now. So sorry. I hope the voice is audible. Everything else is in place. So a very, very warm welcome to all you guys, lovely people out there. Thank you so much for joining in. I'm extremely sorry for small little time that I've taken to kind of adjust to the timing right now. Like I was just trying to set up the thing for streaming, like we just keep going live. So all you guys know that we go live on three different channels, and we are live on X, we're live on YouTube, we're live on our own application. So I know a lot of you join from the external sources, like you guys are joining from YouTube, X, and all. So I want you guys to make sure that you download the Zbit app if you haven't downloaded it. I'm going to send that external link to all the lovely people out there joining from external sites. This is specifically for you guys, not for the internal users. Internal users, you're all set. You guys are already on the application. I'm sure you guys are having amazing experience using the Zbit app. So do I. I've been I'm so excited, and I'm also very happy that it's a very user friendly application, to be precise, because what really matters is when you are starting out in something new, the all the apprehensions that we have in our mind is about whether the exchange platform is a trustworthy platform, or if the platform is easy to use. These are some kind of questions which everybody gets, and trust me, Zbit is one of the application which is a very user friendly application with most easiest features that you can find anywhere. So everything you need is on the screen. You want to know, even if you don't understand certain terminologies, like you don't understand what are the things that are there on the screen, can you guys see, like when you like just hover over the particular topic there, you get the meaning of it, you get the understanding about it. Like, see, it does say what is funding, it does say what is an index price, it does say what is a market price, it does say predicted price. So everything that you need is part of this in application. So Zbit is just not making the lives of all the traders easy, like doing the spot or futures trading, but it is also trying to educate each one of you out there who is just starting out in this industry. So I see day in day out, everybody, like on an ongoing basis, a lot of people join in, and they keep on telling me that they are very new users, they are new people out here. So guys, trust me, we've got you covered. you guys are like, not left out. We are going to handhold you till you reach that level of success and that level of expertise that you need to be a good trader. So that is what we're trying to do. So you must have seen a lot of changes that are happening on this platform, right? So we've seen from the time where we used to be live for an hour to now we are live about almost 8 hours a day, almost not even 8 hours. Sometimes we are more than 12 hours a day we are live. So the live stream team is making sure every part of the day you are covered and you get the amount of exposure that you need in order to start off your crypto journey. Guys, I know crypto journey is not an easy task. We want to make sure that each one of you basically learns everything out here. Everything means from the basics till you become a pro. That is what our we are trying our best. We're trying our level best to kind of bring that information to you guys. So coming to the markets, you know that I have a certain way of starting off this particular stream because I come live like 4 hours a day. And today there's a slight change in the time. I'm sure you guys are seeing me a little earlier than what you guys see me live. Maybe just 2 hours difference. That's what I can say. But that's fine. The whole agenda is like we know that we every day we basically come with different topics. We try to cover different things that sometimes while I am talking, while I'm having my own time to kind of talk about certain topics, you guys also shoot up some great questions and I kind of get involved with that. And I'm really happy that each one of you is like taking time to, ask some very real and realistic and very nice questions, and which is very good actually, that you guys are actually taking interest in all of this. Because the more you educate yourself, the more you're going to become a better and better trader, and you're going to become a professional trader. Trust me. Don't just go by the words. Don't just go by the mentorship. People are telling you to do this. Somebody telling you to buy this, sell this. Don't just go by that, because ultimately when you educate yourself, that's where you are basically going to be like very like you're becoming a professional trader. And I'm not just lecturing for the sake of lecture. Trust me, I'm a trader myself, and the day in day out, the kind of challenges I face, the kind of things that I go through, I share that all with you guys. And it kind of makes me feel happy too, that sometimes when I'm understanding your stories, I kind of get that yes, this is something even I have gone through, and it feels great to exchange that information. So guys, I want you guys, whenever you people are joining in, to share your stories with me, because I want to know if you're like a profitable trader or you are not a profitable trader. Whatever be the case, please let me know your stories, because that really matters. Why it matters? Because from wherever you're going wrong, probably we can pick it up, and then we can rectify certain things here and there, and then we can basically trade together, where we will try our level best to give you the guidance that you need. Maybe there might be things which you might be missing out in the initial phases, like the small things here and there. That's what we want to see. We want to correct it, and we want to bring about that change. So guys, don't worry. Whenever whoever is joining the session, I want you guys to make sure that you hit that deposit button, because that is what really matters. Guys, these sessions are created specifically for all you guys, so you have to utilize this platform. You have to basically deposit funds when you come into this stream, because that's when I'm going to exactly tell you when to buy, when to sell. So if you need my guidance and help and support, you also have to support me in return by depositing funds, not depositing funds into my account, but into your accounts, because that's where we start our crypto journey. Yesterday in the session, we've seen quite some good topics, like from the basics of how to store start about there are various questions which each and every individual trader has as a beginner trader, because most of you are beginners, so you want to know from where to start. So I have taken you through all of that. I've almost reached like in the middle of the session. I might repeat it for some people who would want me to cover those topics once again, but I will be going with the flow. So if in case you think you would want me to cover certain topics, I want you guys to stop me, ask me that question, and then get your doubts or things cleared up, so that we can together like look for whatever information you guys are looking for. So what is happening, guys? Yesterday, just to give you a little bit of summary, did look into how to pick up a trading pair based on your risk appetite, your capital that you have, and what platform. Because I also gave you that information that Zbit is a licensed authority. We are licensed under FSCA, which is the Financial Sector Conduct Authority of South Africa. So we are a licensed body. So a lot of you in the initial phases were asking, is Zbit safe? Some were like really apprehensive that this company is a fraud company, this company is a scam company. So to answer to all your questions, guys, we are very much legit company. We are a licensed body. We are regulated under the Financial Sector Conduct Authority of South African laws. So you have everything that you need for the protection of your money. So your money is in safer hands. So please don't worry that Zbit is not taking away anything from you. If any transactions, because of basically maybe getting delayed for withdrawals or for deposits, some things are not happening quickly as you are expecting it to be, don't panic. That's what I can say. A lot of you panic and they kind of get into the stream, they tell us this, you know what, man, this is what is happening, that is what is happening. So I don't want you guys to panic. Don't worry, your money is safe. Even if it is taking a little time for deposit or withdrawal, it will happen. And there's nothing wrong, or there's nothing going wrong behind the scenes. So don't worry on that front. Okay, that's about the overall what Zbit is all about, what Zbit has to offer. And I'm sure now that we are with Zbit past 6 to 8 months, all of us are now accustomed and used to the application. Still, some of you are not familiar with whatever features are available on the platform, or what all it has that it can offer you. You can still get in touch with me. I'm anyways taking you through different things together, so you have everything that you need on the application itself. But just in case you have any kind of questions, feel free to ask those questions too, like even if it's the silliest of, like maybe the features of the product itself. Because some of you like asked me yesterday in the stream on the chat that you are not sure how to use the application, which is okay, which is fine. I am ready to even take you through each and every feature of the product. So on the screen you can see that there is information, ample information, to be honest, because it is giving you like brief, very great detail, like the whole idea about what that particular terminology means, and things like that. So there's so much out there that you can explore it yourself. And if you want an explanation, yes, we are almost there for 12 hours a day, 3 streamers at 4 hours per day. We are all there to cover up those things. So that's about Zbit application, and that's about where to start and how to begin and all of that. So I think with that we will continue to talk about what we are supposed to be starting with. So yesterday's topics, what we've covered about spot trading, we've covered about futures trading, we've covered about the different types of orders that you're supposed to know on spot and futures trading. And yes, the different type of margins that we've covered, but I haven't really shown you how you can actually take a leverage position. So today we'll do a bit of math. So you have to be like really you have to be really quick with your numbers. So if you're not really sure of how the numbers work and all that, we are going to take, I'm going to take you through. Don't worry, I'm going to make it as easy as possible so that you know how to take a leverage position, because not every one of you are aware of how you actually are going to take a leverage position. So that is something that we are going to cover. Other than that, yes, we're going to analyze the markets. So currently, is there anything that is driving this crypto markets or the financial markets? So the answer is definitely there's nothing much in the market that's happening. Like there are no positive or negative catalysts that are actually impacting the markets overall. Market is like in a it's an easygoing platform right now, where it's not overdoing, like it's not in a bull run, it's neither in the downside of it. It's just sitting there because there is not a very positive or a negative catalyst at the current moment, which is like driving the price size. Now, what do I mean by positive or negative catalyst? That is nothing but we are talking about any positive news, whether it's related to economic policies, monetary policies, or what we are talking about is the interest rates, or if we are talking about what else can it be? I mean, geopolitical tensions, of course. There's nothing on the geopolitical tensions too. So there's nothing that is coming up with CPI, PPI. There's nothing coming up with any other information which can actually drive the markets crazy. So I don't see, like I was doing some kind of research in the morning and I couldn't really see any institutional adoptions as well. Like maybe not much in the news about any new projects taking up, any new partnerships coming up, or any new institutional advancements happening, or things like that. So those are the things that are not there as part of this present scenario. Of course, as we progress, maybe some days pass by and all of that, that we are going to see that for sure. Maybe something is going to definitely impact the markets, but as of now, the answer is yes, no. So yes, but the whole thing, the whole primary reason why we should be also knowing all of that and shouldn't be knowing it is because we want to know, in the current scenario, do we have any kind of buy or sell positions that we can take and take advantage of this current position to make some profits. So guys, we'll see that on as we go about with the stream. So anybody has any kind of questions, feel free to ask me anytime. Stop me, ask me anything that you think you want to ask, and or if you want to keep it to the end of the session also is fine with me. So let's move on. Let's go to the chart analysis part of it. So here I am on futures trading. I am on the Ethereum's chart, because every trader, every person, every individual has their own way of trading, has their own way of doing things. So I don't say someone is right, someone is wrong, or they are doing it wrong or they're doing it complete. So this world of crypto is such a huge industry that there's ample information, there's huge thing that you can learn into, and nothing is like what may work for me, what may not work for you. So there are so many things. It's always going to be a permutation combination of everything all the time. So some like trading based on market structures, some like trading based on indicators, some like taking advantage of the scalping position, trying to capture the smallest or the minute movements that are happening in the market. And that is how everybody trades in different directions. And the only funda or the formula that I do is like, I might not be a very active future trader, but I am, yes, definitely an active spot trader. So I believe in buying low and selling high. That is what has always kept me going. But you might be either a scalper or you might either be a futures trader. So that's completely okay. Now, what formulas or what strategies will work in spot trading, like in relation to chart patterns or the market structure, trading analysis, and all of that, may or may not work for futures, because futures basically is something which where you're trying to take a leverage position, and leverage position is not going to stay forever. Yeah, unlike in spot trading, where until unless you decide whether you want to decide to sell it today itself, or you want to sell it like 5 years down the line, you want to sell it 10 years down the line, that's how it is going to differ for both, and it's not going to be the same. So in that scenario, yes, you can hold the positions, you can take advantage of the swing trades, sitting and watching the charts at 1 hour to 4 hours and 60 minutes charts, what all you can take the option to kind of capture the swings that you can. And in futures you might not be able to capture the swings. Reason being, we want to be very quick in futures. I don't know, how do you trade? If you guys are already trading in futures, you want to share your experiences, feel free to. I don't believe in holding for it for a very long time in futures. Reason being, because it's a leverage position that you're taking, and your leverage position is not going to stay forever. So even if you're trying to take a position for a long period of time, that's going to be either a waste of time or it's either going to be a loss of time. So I don't want you guys to hold a position, especially this rule for futures trading, that don't hold it for like longer period of time. You try to capture movements basis the current scenario, where you keep a time frame of say like 1 hour, 4 hours or something, capture a movement and then get done with it, because we don't want you to hold it like 1 day, 2 day, 3 day, because that's ultimately going to exhaust the margin or the balance that you have in your account. That's not going to give you anything. Trust me, I'm telling you with my own experience. If market is just behaving even 1% against you or 2% also against you, with the kind of order you have taken, or with the kind of position you have taken, then it's better to always take a stop loss, exit the market, get done with it. Even if it's a loss for the day, get done with it, guys. It's not worth staying for until your margin completely exhausts. That's not how futures market work. You're waiting for the market to kind of jump back, and you're going on draining the money out of your balances. That's not how it is going to work. So learn to strategize yourself in a way where you know that in a particular time frame you're supposed to achieve. And how do you achieve that? That's what we are discussing every day. I'm sure if you would have watched my stream yesterday, you would have noticed that I gave you around I gave you three positions yesterday for buy. And in three positions also, I gave you a 1:2 ratio as a risk to reward ratio. And we saw it live that it was very much possible for us to achieve it. So tell me, within 4 hours, when I was live and I was like capturing some movements and I gave you guys that buy positions, how difficult was it? It was just about 3 to 4 hours of hard work where you're just sitting in front of your screen trying to capture the right movement. See, I'm telling you very clearly, sometimes even when I am live, there will be a time where I will not get a right position because market might not be behaving in a certain way where I want it to go in a certain way. So every day, like when you're sitting in front of the screen, it's not necessary that you're going to get the perfect capturing position. Whether you're trying to take a sell trade or you're trying to take a buy trade, it's not necessary that every movement, every dip. I always tell this in my streams, and I'm again reiterating this, that not every dip is a buy and not every peak is a sell. So please don't think like the moment you see something popping up on the screen, okay, I want to capture this movement, I want to capture. Don't rush into that, because ultimately we are trying to capture the overall scenario where we are trying to understand first the bigger perspective of it. And how do you understand the bigger perspective of it? The bigger perspective can only be known when you're seeing the 4 hours charts, you're seeing the day charts, you're seeing the weekly charts. These are the charts that are going to help you understand the overall bigger perspective of it, which means if the moving averages are moving above the price or are they moving below the price, that's why you're going to first understand where the trend is following. Is it a downtrend? Is it a uptrend? You will be capturing that first. Second thing is you will be seeing a bigger picture where the market structure will tell you internally, externally, how the market is, likely to perform in coming few days, months, or whatever. So based on the historical performance, you will be able to analyze that for sure. So I want you guys to understand first the bigger side of it, the bigger picture of it, then move ahead with, coming to the small movements out there. So beginner traders, you can never be scalpers. I'm telling you very clearly, scalping is for the people who basically have been in the industry for like at least 1 year, 2 years down the line, because scalping requires a lot of expertise. Scalping requires a lot of execution power, which is like quick executions, like buy, sell within fractions of seconds. That's what I'm talking about. So if in case you want to be a scalper and you think you have the capacity to be like a really good executor, quickly executing the trades, going because it's not about going by the guts here. It's not about, because if you go by the guts or you go by just fluke, then that is called gambling. That's not trading, and that's where you will definitely lose. So if in case you really want to capture a right movement and you have like good amount of money which you can use to capture a small movement and make good amount of money within a less period of time, yes, you can pick up scalping, but it comes with a lot of risk. Remember this very, very clearly. The more money you're going to put in the market, obviously the profits might be like the profits that you're trying to fetch, you might be able to get it in like maybe a couple of hours or things like that. But the risk associated with it is very, very great. So that's why I always again tell my audiences that only put that much which you think you can afford to lose. So please don't get into that greed of overdoing things, over investing, over trading, and things like that, and end up losing all your money because of your little greed. You're going to hang and you're going to lock your money, or you're going to put your money into losses and all because of that little greed that you get into your heart. So that's why position yourself accordingly. The way market is performing, go according to that. Trust me, your profit for the day is inevitable. And if whatever things I show you on the screen, and if you apply those, and if you are not able to get profits for the day, then trust me, I mean, you can come and tell me on my face, and you can just tell me like you're just misguiding or things like that. But I'm telling you, I am not misguiding. The kind of calculations we do here, and we try to position ourselves in a certain way where profit is going to be inevitable to you. So if you go by the little mathematical logic, and also the kind of calculations that I'm trying to fit into the charts here, what we see live, I will show you that. Trust me, your profit is going to be inevitable. But yes, I'm going to give you a disclaimer. If you keep the targets realistic, that's where you're going to be that's where you're going to have inevitable profit. But if you keep unrealistic profit targets, you are bound to lose, you are bound to fail, you're bound to basically get defeated. That's what I can say. Because why am I saying this? Because if the market is running at a 1% rate, and you're trying to keep a target of say 2-3% or something like that, you're keeping a risk to reward ratio of 1:3, 4, 5, I don't know what you're trying to keep, how are you able to going to achieve that, right? So please understand this, that every day market moves, like not every day, every hour, every now and then, market keeps changing in a certain direction. Either it's moving in 1%, 2%, 3%, 5%, I don't know. The percentages keep changing every now and then. When you are taking a trade, you need to understand which crypto you are getting into. Then you should see at what rate it is running right now. Today, if it is like 1.42%, so how do I position myself when it is at 1.41%, or like it's running at 1.5%? So how am I supposed to position myself? That's where exactly your mathematical calculations come in place, where you will take a leverage position, which will be able to, which is going to basically occupy, which is going to keep that margins in your account intact and get you the profits as well. So let's have a look at all those things as and when we go about. And when somebody is going to join in, guys, I want you guys, if you have any questions, please feel free to shoot out, and I will be able to answer to your questions if in case you have any kind of doubts. Don't worry, it can be the silliest of the thing, from the features of the product to maybe even about how to go about with starting the trade and all of that. Okay, so as I was saying, that it is going to be a very is going to be basically how you position yourself, and basically how you're going to take a put your mathematical calculations right. Now let's look into that. Today market being at 1.46%, 1.45%, and let's just try to just capture first of all, I'm going to just take 1 day data here. Not 1 day, like let me take 1 minute of, no, I'll take a 5 minutes data here. Okay, I'll just try to capture within the day what has been my low and what has been my high. Okay, so guys, watch this clip closely. There's don't just leave this in middle, because what is happening here is you're going to understand this from the scratch, like what all I'm trying to capture here. I will be showing you why am I doing it, also I'm going to show you. Don't think whatever we are discussing is like useless or something, because it has some reasons and logic behind it. You will understand it like when you completely sit along with me and understand this, because if you leave it in the middle, you're not going to understand that. And basically okay, so just a sec. I'm going to pull out my horizontal lines here. Okay. So here we are. I'm drawing, this is on the 28th of November. Okay, 28th of November, we are drawing the support here, and I'm going to draw the resistance here. So the resistance is sitting at 3076. Just a sec, guys. Okay, so yeah, so as I was saying, so I'm going to draw this 28. You can see that this is basically for the 28th of November. Uh, this is how the chart looks like. So we have our support and resistance on the chart. I'm just trying to capture only for today. We're not seeing yesterday's thing. I will come back to it for sure. I will be coming to that because we would want to obviously analyze 24, 48, 72 hours data too. Now, see, every trader has a different way of looking at things, and they have a different way of trading. And you know what, the way I trade might not be something which you might be using. So you can always use this guidance and always use this charts, how to go about with it, and basically see where you can make some changes like a permutation, combination, and things like that. And like mold your strategies and mold your things according to your requirements. So let's see. So I have plotted my support and resistance here. So 28th of November, this is where my data has started. I'm going to draw a vertical line too, so that it can give me a clarity that this is where my day has started. So this is where my day has started. So my support is sitting at 2992, and my resistance is sitting at 3076. All right, so 3076.91. So with this, I can surely think now basis this support, you can see how many times has my price come back to this level. Okay, so the price has come back almost 2 times here. It has come back, it didn't really come back here, at least it has touched 2 times here. So what is the probability of it again coming and touching this zone and then bouncing back? That is something that we have to come back, but we will decide that on a later time. But let's right now focus on where the resistance is sitting. The resistance is sitting at 3076. So now what I do is I take a measurement. I try to capture this, understanding how much was the movement. You can see between my support and resistance, basically it's like a 2.80% of a move. Okay, so and this is not like within hours or something like that. It's for a day that the lowest point was like 2992, and the highest point it reached was 3076. But this is until now. We are not obviously it's because crypto markets run for 24 hours. We are not looking into that. We are just seeing from the 12 hours, like, which is we are trying to capture it from 12 hours. Okay, so here you can see it was almost a 2.8% of a market that has moved from the support till the resistance level. Here there are two things again: the probability of it basically continuing to reach that 2.8, which is what it is going to maintain. This is what we are assuming. Okay, these are all assumptions, and how we take trade is basis assumptions only, right? So we are trying to create this understanding that, okay, now that between like when the day has started till wherever it has reached, it was able to reach around 2.8%. So what are my chances if I'm taking trade in my current scenarios, that will it be able to sustain that 2.8% of the rate that it has basically grown, and how much time did it take for it? So it took almost, say, so this support was at around 5 o'clock in the morning. Okay, 5 o'clock in the morning, and the resistance has happened at 14:45. So it's almost like how many hours of journey? 5 o'clock means 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 1, 2. It took almost from for the price from its support to reach to that resistance that we have plotted, almost 9 hours for it to reach that. So keeping all those as probabilities, that what if it is going to take exactly the same amount of time for it to either go down or either go up, and then basis that we will decide whether or not we should take a trade. So you can see after it created this complete resistance here, and after like almost took 9 hours for it to kind of reach to that level. Now it's slightly like trying to come down. So now the question arises here: does that mean, is it going to like completely for the next complete 9 hours going to go down and reach the support level here and then again bounce back? The answer is yes, it could be possible, because if it has taken 9 hours for it to come from there to that level, it is very much possible. Maybe it can be 9 hours or it can be lesser than that. You saw that the dip, like the uptrend, you can see from here to here when it bounced, it kind of slowed down a bit over here in this region. Like, it kind of basically, I wouldn't say completely was going up only. It was basically, it kind of slightly consolidated in this zone. So which means there was a small pullback. So in that scenario, what are we trying to achieve here? What are we trying to understand is that probably in next 9 hours, if the same pace continues, if the same scenario continues, like if there's no difference, like in the situation, like 1%, a half percent also, then basically you have to understand that it's going to take that amount of time to kind of come down and then again bounce back to that level. So that is how we are assuming, and it's always, because trading is all about probabilities. The only way you can trade is basically taking assumptions, and how far those assumptions and probabilities are going to be true, putting some realistic and calculated things out there, not going to, not overdoing things, or not over calculating things, or not basically going with illogical things. Now we've seen this scenario. Now if in the day, like from the starting of the day till now, if market is just moving at 2.8%, which is the highest that it is moving, now you're trying to take a trade with an unrealistic figure, like you're trying to say, for example, this is 2.8 market, right? So if I try to position this, definitely it's going to be a lot of it's not going to be 1:2 ratio. It's definitely going to be a very high target, which we normally don't keep, and I don't recommend also. See, this was a 1:4.46. So do you keep 1:4.46 as your target? The answer is probably no, because we don't want to overdo things. We want to keep realistic numbers which are achievable. And if we are going for too much greed, the chances are we might lose out on everything. Even if we were getting something here, we might lose out on anything. So the way I take things, and the way I manage my trades on a day-to-day basis is, I try to keep in most scenarios when the markets don't look like that great. If I see that market is, yes, moving at 4%, 5% rate, then I kind of keep my target as 1:2, sorry, 1:3 or 1:4 or things like that. But when I see that the market itself is running at around 1.2, sorry, 2% or 2.5%, I don't keep my targets like 1:4 or something like that, because it's really stupid, honestly speaking, that if you keep such high targets and the market suddenly bounces back for some reason, even if your 1:2 ratio was achieved, trust me, with your greed you're going to lose out on that money, and you will not realize this until you actually burn your hands into it. And I have faced this issue, and I'm telling you, if you keep too unrealistic targets, that's why your money is going to either get into losses or your money is going to get stuck. So if market is moving at 2%, try keeping the targets like little lesser than what it is. Don't keep it like at a peak or something where it is it becomes an unrealistic target for you to achieve. If it is, yes, moving more than 5, 6, 8%, then maybe you can you can enhance your targets. Maybe instead of 1:2, you can go for 1:4, 1:5, whatever you want to do, if it is going well. Okay, so unrealistic targets always going to get you trapped. Now you saw we created this support, we created the resistance, we saw this was around 2.8% of a move from the starting, like between 9 hours market has jumped around like 2.8%. And if somebody would have bought at this candle where it dipped so lower, then till it reached resistance, they would have achieved 1:4.46 as the profit that they would have achieved. But even if somebody would have kept it like 1:2, which is like an exit point, should have been somewhere around this level. What is it? Here it is 3030. Okay. So it is 3030. So you can see that basically you could have exited at this level also and still would have been, how much of a profit is that? Can we just see? Let's calculate that. Let me open the calculator. So that's about, where is my calculator? I thought it opened. Oh yeah. So it's between 3030 minus 2992, it's almost $38 move. So obviously all of you are not going to take, like all of you are not going to buy one Ethereum for sure. You're going to take a leverage position. But even if you would have bought one Ethereum, so basically you are almost earning $38 on one Ethereum, which is like obviously your own money. But then that does not come as part of your futures trading. I'm going to show you how you could have basically planned your leverage position and still would have been profitable, not by putting all your money, but by using little fraction. And how you could have actually taken a position is what we will be seeing. So $38 move, one Ethereum if spot trading आराम से $38 का profit हो जाता, अगर वो भी 1:2 ratio में बात कर रही हूँ मैं. I'm not even talking about 1:4. 1:4 में तो मतलब यार imagine this is like 3076 is the peak that it has reached. So in that scenarios 2992, $84 is what is basically what we are trying to talk about here. Okay, $84 move, 84 points move. So that's definitely a very ambitious number, to be honest. And you can come here and see. Now, for example, with the same scenario, let's have a look how you would be taking a leverage position. First of all, imagine you've got, say, how do I say, shall we take it as 100 as the number? Yes, $100 as the number. Suppose you have $100 in your pocket, which is the margin that you have in the pocket, and you decided to take an isolated margin on it. Isolated margin means for one particular position, you are taking one, you're using the whole of the margin for that particular position only. You're not taking multiple positions. You're not utilizing that all $100 which you have in your wallet for any other purpose, or for different things out there. So this is how you go about with it. $100 into, basically, say $100 into, suppose you're taking a 5x of a leverage, which is basically $500 position is what you're trying to take. Now you placed your order at, say, 2992. Okay, you placed your order at 2992. So you were able to get around 0.167112299. This is what you were able to get as the number of contracts. This is in futures. So futures has contracts, futures doesn't have units. Remember this. So 0.167112299 is what basically is what you have bought. And now at 1:2, which we kept it as target, it's how much is it? 3030, right? So you've sold it at 3030. So with 1:2 ratio, you were able to achieve around $6 of profit. Is it bad? Is it good? I think it is not at all bad. It is not at all bad. Reason being, of course, I haven't calculated the fees. I will be calculating it because there will be maker fees, there will be taker fees. So we are going to calculate by points 506, or like $500 position you took, and you were able to get $6 as the gross profit. This is not net profit. Net profit, we will come back to it. We will see how the calculations for the wait, hold on. Hold on, I'm going to take the taker and the maker fees here. So for the futures, taker fees is 0.005%. Okay. So imagine I'm just doing it on this itself, but when you're buying or when you're selling it, the fees gets applied then and there itself, but I'm just doing it on the gross figure itself. So say the taker fees is 0.005% into. So if this is my taker fee, let me just I copied this. So I'm going to deduct this from my denominator, 506.35026. Still, guys, whoever don't understand how do you take a leverage, how do you calculate your profit losses and everything, I'm showing this. Then we'll come back to the analysis part of it also. Okay. So minus, this is the figure, that is the taker fees. Now that got deducted. Now on this, I have my maker fees. Maker fees is like 0.02%. Okay, into 0.02%. So the figure is this. Okay, so I'm copying this as well. Now my previous denominator was here. My previous denominator was here, and minus this. So 505.99587282754001. So this is what the denominator you are left out with. All right. So minus 500 is what I will do because that was my initial capital. So now my profit after all the fees that I am paying is left out with 5.995. Okay, you remember this is what I ended up with, 506.09709224598893. Don't go by the decimals, just go by like, let's not very much concentrate on the decimals out there. It's like going to become a little difficult there. So 506 on the मतलब मोटा मोटी अगर हम बोले तो $6 का आपको प्रॉफिट हुआ 6 point something. तो उस पर हमने टेकर फीस लगाई of about 0.05% and maker fees lagai of 0.2%. So you're left out with this denomination, which is your net profit after your fees. So 5.99587. अभी कैलकुलेशन तो जब आप लोग अब जब बाय करोगे तो इमीडिएटली आपको ये एग्जीक्यूशन पर ही दैट फीस विल गेट एप्लीकेबल. I am doing this on net profit, but more or less, shayad there might be a slight point differences here and there because mostly the calculations get executed. Just a taker fees hui, that will get executed immediately the moment you are like buying or selling. And then again, opposite of it, whatever you're doing over there, you basically are executing the order again. आपने buy किया था, then you're trying to sell. At that time, the other fees get applied. but overall on the profit it gets applied, and that is where I think slight difference might be there between the numbers, but not too much. But yes, overall this is what you will be left out with a $100 is what you have it as the margin in your account, which you took it as 5 times the leverage, which means you took a $500 position, and you assumed that you would want to buy it at say 2992 as the buying price, and then you ended up basically selling at 1:2 risk to reward ratio, where you sold it at 3030. I think, what was the number? 3030. Yeah, 3030. So 1:2 ratio. This is the least I'm trying to tell you guys. Profit taking, where you want to set the targets, you want to keep it 1:2, 1:3, or you want to keep more lesser than that. These are all your calls. Nobody is going to tell you that. Nobody is going to define that for you. If you want to take profit earlier than this, that's also okay. Nobody is deciding on that. That's totally up to you. But one thumb of a rule which you always have to remember is, if the way market is moving at whatever pace it is moving at, like if it's moving at 1%, 2%, 3%, you have to keep the targets minimalistic, where within that whatever rate it is moving at, you should be able to achieve that in that particular range. If you try to keep a range which is outside its zone, definitely you're not going to get the profit that you're looking for. So that's why I don't want you guys to end up losing out on your money, or market reversing completely because there was not enough liquidity, or you kept too unrealistic targets. That's not how it works. So please, please, please do your mathematical calculations properly. It really does matter, and it is very, very important for you to understand the way market is moving, the pace at which it is moving. That's how you will like size your positions accordingly. So this was for $100 margin basically, and $100 into 5x is what we did. The leverage that we took was 5x. You can always change your capital. You can always, if you want enhance, you want to change it to $10, like try to take more lesser than that. That is also possible. You want to basically like enhance more, instead of 100 you want to take 1,000. That is also okay. And on that also you want to change your leverage 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, whatever you want. That's okay. But most of the professional traders, as and when they kind of become very acquainted with the markets and they become very confident with the markets, they basically even take up to 20x as the leverage, or more than that. But is it good for you as a beginner trader? The answer is definitely no. I don't want any one of you, until unless you really understand how the leverage works. Don't put your hard-earned money or whatever your money into such kind of risky products, because you can ultimately lose out on every damn penny that I'm talking about, and it's very much possible. And within fraction of seconds, if there's like too much of volatility in the market, then that is definitely going to wash out every penny from your pocket. So I mean, that's how you decide, how you based on the calculated risks that you're going to put your money into, whichever position or whatever you're going to buy or sell. You have to do it accordingly. Now the next question is basically, let's see, we put it as 1:2 here. What if we would have put this as 1:3 here? Sorry, not 1:3. This is 1:4.5 almost. Okay, so 1:2, even with $500 position. So imagine with just 1:2 ratio, we were able to achieve $6 as the profit. Let me just take this number, because I want to see if I would have kept my target as 1:4.5, which is what it reached, right? So, and I exited at 3076. So this was almost like a $14 profit that we are talking about. Is it worth? Is it not worth? Is it achievable? Is it not achievable? Or how does it look like for you? Do you think we are taking like by holding it for like such a long period of time, do you think you're doing the right thing of because see, although we are getting good amount of profit, no doubt, but the amount of time that we are spending, the amount of time that we are waiting for that profit it's like taking around 9 hours for it to achieve it. Is it really worth, or do you think you can exit at certain level, which is like 1:2 अचीव हो गया तो चलो भाई मार्केट से निकल जाते हैं, फिर बाद में वापस से कोई अच्छी सी पोजीशन मिलेगी तो फिर वापस से ले लेते हैं? आपको ऐसे भी करना है तो वो भी पॉसिबल है, क्योंकि लंबा होल्ड करा, मतलब कोई अगर आपको ये लॉजिक कह रहा है कि लंबा होल्ड करो और वो ऊपर ही जाएगा या वो हमेशा अच्छा ही होगा या ऐसा ही होगा वैसा ही होगा, इट डजंट वर्क आउट इन क्रिप्टोज एट लीस्ट, क्योंकि सडन डिप आ जाएगा, मार्केट अच्छे खासे ऊपर जाते जाते सडनली नीचे की तरफ बढ़ जाएगी, तो फिर मतलब जो थोड़ा बहुत भी आपने प्रॉफिट बनाया था वो पूरा वाइप आउट होने, वॉश आउट होने के लिए रेडी हो जाएगा, तो यू विल नॉट बी एबल टू गेट एनीथिंग आउट ऑफ इट। इंस्टेड थोड़ा बहुत कुछ प्रॉफिट आपने बना लिया था होगा, जो जिससे आप अपना कैपिटल सेव करके वापस बाहर निकल सकते थे, और फिर आप अपने टारगेट को बेसिकली अलग से फिर से एनहांस करके कम या ज्यादा कर सकते थे। वो चीज आप अपनी खो दोगे। why am I telling you you should do this is because have you heard of something called plowing back of profits? ये ना टर्म बहुत यूज होता है इन फाइनेंस इंडस्ट्री। प्लॉइंग बैक ऑफ प्रॉफिट्स मतलब जो ना यूजुअली आपने ये सुना होगा कि बिजनेसेस में अक्सर जो है ना जो भी प्रॉफिट कमाते हैं बिजनेसेस, वो बेसिकली क्या करते हैं, वो प्रॉफिट को ही वापस से बिजनेस को एनहांस करने के लिए दे यूज दैट पर्टिकुलर प्रॉफिट, दैट इज व्हाट दे डू इट। So if in case, why I suggest you should basically get out of the market, even if like you get 1:2 ratio, 1:2 point समथिंग भी अचीव होता है तो निकल जाना इसीलिए चाहिए क्योंकि जब आप अपना प्रॉफिट ले चुके हो तो उसको अभी क्योंकि आपका कैपिटल सेव हो गया है, एक यहाँ पर कैपिटल आपका सेव हो गया है, दूसरा आपको प्रॉफिट भी आ गया है, तो अभी आपके पास जो पहले $500 थे अभी आपके पास $506 हो गए या $514 हो गए, जो भी आपके प्रॉफिट लगकर वापस आया, दैट इज बेसिकली नाउ सिटिंग इन योर पॉकेट इटसेल्फ, राइट? सो अभी आप और बेटर पोजीशन ले सकते हो एंड ट्राइंग टू बेसिकली थोड़ा सा अपना रिस्क को आप मिटिगेट भी कर सकते हो और अपनी पोजीशन को सही से पोजीशन कर सकते हो जहां पे यू कैन बेसिकली सी के जो प्रॉफिट कमाया है उसको बाजू रखकर फिर आप अपने कैपिटल के साथ वापस से अगेन यू कैन प्ले अराउंड विद इट एंड दैट्स वेयर you know that अरे $14 या whatever profit we are talking about, $6, $14, at least that is there sitting in some wallet there, but your overall capital is still with you, which can actually give you another position that can help you in again gaining a new size or new position out there. So this is why instead of locking it up, because that's not always going to the more you lock and the more you hold, that's not going to always give you good results or always going to give you positive results. So that's not how it works in crypto. लंबा होल्ड करने से प्रॉफिट नहीं बनेगा, सही टाइम पे एंटर एंड एग्जिट करने से प्रॉफिट बनता है। क्रिप्टो में यही फॉर्मूला इस्तेमाल होता है क्योंकि मार्केट्स इतनी वॉलेटाइल है। अभी अगर सडनली फॉर एग्जाम्पल राइट नाउ जब मैं आप लोग से बात कर रही हूँ, अगर सडनली देयर इज अ मीटिंग दैट गोज ऑन बिटवीन द politicians, like Donald Trump, sometimes like he comes up suddenly and announces something out there, or maybe there is some kind of arguments or trade wars going between different countries, like this, we see so many things, right? Trade war between China, US, like India, I don't know what all, so many things keep on happening. Suddenly something comes up, then the markets can completely change its direction, या तो ऊपर हो जाएगी या तो नीचे हो जाएगी। अब ऊपर हो जाएगी, आपने बाई कर रखा हो तो डेफिनेटली प्रॉफिट होने आपका तो प्रॉफिट होगा, लेकिन अगर आपने सेल करके रखा हो और मार्केट ऑपोजिट बिहेव करने लग गई तो फिर तो आपकी बेसिकली बुरी तरीके से वाट लग गई, राइट? सो दैट इज नॉट व्हाट वी वांट यू गाइस टू सफर। तो इसीलिए मैं कहती हूँ कि टाइमिंग मैटर बहुत करती है क्रिप्टो में। लंबा लंबा पोजिशन ना ले, अगर हाँ हॉडलिंग की पॉइंट ऑफ व्यू से जा रहे हैं तो दैट्स ओके फॉर यू हॉडलर्स। इट रियली डोंट मैटर कि मार्केट में किस किस्म की फ्लक्चुएशन आ रही है, ऊपर जा रहा है कि नीचे आ रहा है, आप बस बिंदास अपने टारगेट को लेकर बैठे हो। 5 महीने 10 महीने 1 साल का आप टारगेट लेके बैठे तो आपको तो चिंता की बात नहीं है, बट फॉर द पीपल हु रियली वांट टू ट्रेड डे इन डे आउट, it might be a matter of concern for you people, because you have to keep a watch on the market every now and then, because every second every minute कुछ ना कुछ बदलते रहता है, एंड वी वांट टू मेक श्योर के प्रॉफिट उतने समय में अपना पैसा डाला और प्रॉफिट लेके बाहर निकल गए। दैट्स इट, दैट्स ऑल वी वांट you guys also to understand and do, and then that is how it should work actually. So just a sec. ओके, नाउ वेरी इंपॉर्टेंट थिंग गाइस, मैं आप सबसे यही कहना चाहती हूँ, external people, I don't have any issues because you guys are joining from X, you're joining from YouTube or whatever, but people who are joining from the internal sources जहां से आप internally आप लोग आते हैं, मैं चाहती हूँ कि आप लोग जब भी ये सेशन को ज्वाइन करें, use the deposit button which you see it on the screen on the Zbit application, because if you want me to handhold you, guide you, give you a live signal and help you out in every which way from the scratch till the time like you are taking a trade, and even you want to, you're not sure when to exit and all of that, then you can reach out to me. All you have to do is you have to click on the deposit button which you see it on the screen, and then I will help you when to take a trade, when to exit, and then basically I'll guide you step by step on everything possible. But the rule is like you have to use the deposit button and send me the screenshot. Send me the screenshot in the Telegram community so that I get that information with me. Okay, so that is what you have to do. Apply these things because you know, I'm going to help only those people that are going to comply with the rules of the stream. Okay, so use the deposit button, click on it for deposit funds. I mean, if you have funds into your account, no issues, no problem. But if you do not, then deposit funds and then get in touch with me, and I will definitely help you out with it. So, guys, मैं usually normally you guys must be seeing like I'm past 1.5 year. I'm almost just trading either in Ethereum or I'm just talking about Sui for that matter. But most of you guys might be either trading in maybe in BTC, or you might be trading in some other cryptos, which is also fine. And I don't mind if you guys have like particular requirement assets, like you want to talk about something else, or you want me to particularly pick up something else and help you out with it, that is also still fine. Okay, but you have to reach out and let me know about it so that I can understand what your requirements are. Okay, yes, so let's move on. I think so far how you take your leverage position is clear, right? I hope this is clear. So one very important thing which a lot of us don't understand, and which a lot of you should pick this up to understand के आप लोग पोजीशन जब लेते हैं, एक बहुत वेरी वेरी इंपॉर्टेंट थिंग इसके, आपके अकाउंट में कितना मार्जिन लेफ्ट आउट है कि आपकी पोजीशन को कितने टाइम तक वो होल्ड कर सकता है. दैट इज समथिंग आई थिंक मेजॉरिटी ऑफ अस जो ट्रेडिंग करते हैं स्पेशली इन फ्यूचर्स, वो लोग को इसकी समझ नहीं होती है जिसकी वजह से हमेशा या तो नुकसान उठाते हैं या फिर गलत कैलकुलेशंस बिठाकर पोजीशंस को बेसिकली क्या कहते हैं स्क्वायर आउट कर देते हैं. यानी स्क्वायर आउट मतलब लाइक इट्स लाइक पोजीशन लिक्विडेट हो जाती है. तो हाउ डू यू डिसाइड के बेसिस मार्जिन आपकी पोजीशन कब तक ठहर सकती है या कब तक रुक सकती है एंड ऑल दैट, दैट इज समथिंग व्हिच इज वेरी इंपॉर्टेंट. तो वो भी हम अभी थोड़ी देर में देखेंगे. जस्ट गिव मी अ सेकेंड. दैट इज ऑल्सो समथिंग वी विल डिस्कस. ओके, give me a second. So same example I'm going to quote. Give me a second. मैं क्योंकि आप लोगों को लिक्विडेशन कैसे होता है वो बता रहे हैं. ओके, गिव मी अ सेकंड. आई एम शोइंग यू द कैलकुलेशंस फॉर इट. आई विल एक्सप्लेन यू एवरीथिंग. बिकॉज आप लोग अगर लिक्विडेशन कैसे काम करता है वो अगर आप लोग सीख लोगे ना, that is going to make your life very easy. Because you should know how liquidation works is because suppose if you take any trade, you buy, you're thinking that you want to take a long position, you're assuming that the market is going to go up, बट ऑपोजिट ऑफ इट ऑल्सो हैपन, समटाइम्स होता है, राइट? हम सबके साथ हुआ है, मेरे साथ भी होता है, आप लोग के साथ भी होता होगा कि कभी कभी हमने कुछ गलत डिसीजन ले लिया होगा, लाइक वी वुड हैव टेकन अ रॉन्ग डिसीजन, या फिर हमने शायद कुछ छोटी सी पॉइंट मिस कर दी हो। और कभी कभी पॉइंट मिस करना भी नहीं होता है, कभी कभी ऐसा होता है कि आपने कर लिया हो, ट्रेड ले लिया हो, लेकिन सडनली कुछ मार्केट में न्यूज आ गई, which because of that uncertainty suddenly it kind of went into other direction. बाई सोचा आपने मार्केट ऊपर जाएगी करके, आपने स्पेक्यूलेट किया, पर उसका ऑपोजिट हो गया। तो ऐसे में अभी आप सोचोगे कि यार मेरी पोजीशन ठहरेगी कि नहीं ठहरेगी, या फिर मुझे मेरा जो है ना पोजीशन लिक्विडेट कहाँ हो जाएगा। तो ये डाउट्स बहुत दिमाग में आते होंगे, राइट? सो हाउ डू यू डिटरमाइन कि आप जिस साइज की पोजीशन ले रहे हो वो कितने समय तक, नॉट समय, कितने लेवल तक आपका पोजीशन को होल्ड करके रख सकती है। दैट इज समथिंग ऑल्सो विच यू नीड टू अंडरस्टैंड, बिकॉज दैट इज वेरी वेरी इंपॉर्टेंट। उससे होता ये है कि लिक्विडेशन, आपको प्राइस अगर पता चल जाए ना, तो फिर आप अगर इफ मार्केट इज बिहेविंग लिटिल लाइक मे बी 1-2% ऑल्सो अगेंस्ट यू, देन यू नो कि आपको एग्जिट कब मारनी है। अगर आपको मार्केट जैसे फॉर एग्जांपल करेंटली इथेरियम की मार्केट चल रही है 1.33, ओके, 3.33% पे इट्स रनिंग राइट नाउ। सो यू गेट टू नो दैट बेसिकली के सडनली आपने मतलब आपने सोचा कि ऊपर जाएगी, बट इट्स लाइक गोइंग ऑपोजिट ऑफ इट। तो आपने देखा कि काइंड ऑफ 0.5-0.8% का डिविएशन आ गया है ऑलमोस्ट। ऊपर जाना था पर वो नीचे आ गई है। तो बेसिकली अभी आपको ये डिसाइड करना है कि शुड आई होल्ड इट टिल माय पोजीशन गेट्स लिक्विडेटेड, और शुड आई होल्ड इट क्योंकि बिकॉज ये छोटा सा पुल बैक हो सकता है। दो चीजें होती है, एक होता है पुल बैक, क्योंकि पुल बैक में क्या है ना, वापस से फिर से रिवर्स हो जाएगी मार्केट, तो उतनी चिंता की बात है। ये तो मुझे पता है कि हाँ भाई अभी छोटा सा पुल बैक आया, फिर से वापस से रिवर्स हो जाएगी, तो इट डजंट रियली मैटर। तो मुझे एट दिस पॉइंट इन टाइम शुड आई एग्जिट द मार्केट, मैं अपना स्टॉप लॉस लगाकर या मैं अपना टेक प्रॉफिट लगाकर निकल जाऊं, या फिर मैं शुड आई स्टिल स्टे बिकॉज इट कैन बाउंस बैक अगेन। रिवर्सल हो जाता है तो फिर तो मतलब आपको चांसेस बहुत कम होते हैं ऑफ काइंड ऑफ रिकवरिंग इट, बट इन दैट सिनेरियो आल्सो इट इज वेरी मच पॉसिबल। अगर आपको लिक्विडेशन किस प्राइस लेवल पे हो रही है, अगर आपको अंदाजा हो चुका है, तो कम से कम मिनिमलिस्टिक मतलब लॉस पर आप अपना एग्जिट मार सकते हो with not much of a loss that you are supposed to bear. So how do you decide on that? This is ये जैसे फॉर एग्जाम्पल अभी मैंने आपको बताया कि you are going to take a position at $2992, ओके। इथेरियम का जब प्राइस 2992 पे था, आपने उस समय बाय पोजीशन लगाई, यू पुट अ बाय पोजीशन एट दैट लेवल, एंड यू वर थिंकिंग कि मैं टारगेट रखूंगी या रखूंगा 1:2, विच इज लाइक आई एम गोइंग टू टेक एन एग्जिट एट 3030। वो तो हमारा अच्छा वाला सिनेरियो जहां पर रोजी रोजी पिक्चर है, जहां पर बेसिकली वी थॉट ओके इट्स गोइंग टू बी लाइक व्हाटएवर वी आर प्रेडिक्टिंग, बहुत अच्छा होगा, पॉजिटिव होगा, हम जैसा चाह रहे हैं वैसा होगा, एवरीथिंग लाइक दैट, एंड वी वर लाइक प्लानिंग दैट एंड वी डिड इट, ओके। बट सडनली बूम, आपका मार्केट का ऊपर लाइक पीछे पीछे की तरफ चला गया, लाइक उल्टा चला गया, तो फिर लिक्विडेशन किस लेवल पे होगा? सेम सिनेरियो, बट यू नो बिट ऑफ लिटिल कैलकुलेशंस एंड मैथमेटिक्स हियर, कि आपने $100, रिमेंबर दिस, आपने $100 की पोजीशन ली थी, यानी आपके अकाउंट में द मार्जिन वाज एट $100 एंड यू टुक अ लेवरेज ऑफ 5x देयर एंड you did a buy at 2992. That was your buying entry price, okay? Your entry price was at 2992, and now the target was 3030, no doubt. It was like a risk to reward ratio of 1:2, and everything goes right, you're getting a profit. But suddenly the market went in the opposite direction. तो अभी आपका जो बेसिकली आपने जो लेवरेज ले रखा है, आपने जो पोजीशन ले रखा है, वो किस पोजीशन मतलब किस प्राइस लेवल पे पहुंच के लिक्विडेट होगा? तो लिक्विडेशन विल अकर व्हेन द लॉस विल बी इक्वलिंग योर मार्जिन, ओके। Remember this once again, liquidation will only occur when the loss will be equal to your margin, and your loss per unit price movement, how do you ascertain is कि आप उसको position size जो आपकी रहेगी, यानी पोजीशन साइज आपकी थी $500. रिमेंबर हमारा जो सिनारियो व्हाट वी वर डिस्कसिंग, वी टुक अ पोजीशन साइज ऑफ $500, डिवाइड दैट बाय एंट्री प्राइस. तो हमारी एंट्री प्राइस थी एट 2992, यू रिमेंबर. तो $100, लेट्स अंडरस्टैंड, $100 हमारे अकाउंट में पड़ा है. ओके, वो हमारा मार्जिन हो गया. अब वो $100 दैट वी आर गोइंग टू 5x दैट लेवरेज, विच मींस मैं अपने $100 को इनटू 5 टाइम्स उसको लेवरेज लगाकर $500 की पोजीशन ले रही हूं. तो मेरा लिक्विडेशन कब होगा? लिक्विडेशन मेरा जब लॉस पर यूनिट प्राइस मूवमेंट, जब मेरा जो है ना लिक्विडेशन लॉस मतलब इक्वल हो जाएगा मार्जिन से, तब मेरा लॉस होगा और लिक्विडेशन होना शुरू हो जाएगा. तो हाउ डू कैलकुलेट दैट? तो 500 जो आपने साइज ले रखा है डिवाइडेड बाय 2992, तो यानी आपने जो नंबर ऑफ कॉन्ट्रैक्ट्स या यूनिट्स ले रखे हैं वो है 0.167 समथिंग. हमें ये नंबर आया था, राइट? शुरू में जब हमने कैलकुलेशन किए थे ये वाला नंबर आया था. दिस इज व्हाट वी डिड, दिस इज व्हाट एग्जैक्टली आई एम ट्राइंग टू टेल यू राइट नाउ. तो ये नंबर ऑफ यूनिट्स आपके आएंगे, ये 0.16, ये वाला जो फिगर है 500 डिवाइडेड बाय 2992. तो लिक्विडेशन प्राइस इज नथिंग बट एंट्री प्राइस इनटू 1 माइनस 1/1 लेवरेज. सो यानी 2992, अभी आपका लेवरेज कितना था? 5 टाइम्स था, राइट? सो 2992 अगर हम ये मान के चलते हैं कि ओवरऑल जो आपका आपने जो इन्वेस्टमेंट किया या आपने जो ट्रेडिंग पे पैसा लगाया है उसको मान के चलते हैं कि वो ओवरऑल वन कंप्लीट थिंग इज लाइक 1 और 100 इज 100 नहीं बोलते हैं, 1 बोलते हैं उसको, एंड देन यू डिडक्ट दैट 5x leverage out of it. तो बेसिकली how much would that be left out with? So 2992 into 1 minus 1.15, 1/5 is like almost point कितना होता है? 1/5 डिवाइड करते हैं तो कितना होता है? 1/5, इट्स लाइक 0.2. अगर ये 0.2 मैं बेसिकली 1 से डिडक्ट करती हूँ, 1 minus 0.2, तो आई एम लेफ्ट आउट विथ 0.8. अगर यही लाइक पॉजिटिव में होता तो मैं इसको 1 पे ऐड करती, बट इफ इट इज नेगेटिव बेसिकली आई एम गोइंग टू like if it is going to be sell, then I'm going to deduct it from 1. So it is going to be 0.8 into हमने खरीदा था 2992. So if we have bought it at 2992, so if for example you predicted that the price is going to go up, right? So if it doesn't go up and it goes in the opposite direction, your position that you're going to hold, for example, is going to hold till 2393 प्राइस लेवल. सो प्राइस टिल इट रीचेस 2393, यानी आपने क्योंकि आपने 5x का लेवरेज लिया है, सो अप टू 20% ऑफ द टाइम यू आर गोइंग टू यू विल बी एबल टू होल्ड दैट पोजीशन. सो 5x के बेसिस पे अगर आपने ट्रेड लगाया, उसका ऑपोजिट हो गया, तो 3030 पे तो आपका प्रॉफिट हो गया बिकॉज यू केप्ट इट एज 1:2 रेशियो एज अ रिस्क टू रिवॉर्ड. बट इन केस अगर उसका ऑपोजिट हुआ तो 2393 जब तक प्राइस नहीं रीच होगा तब तक आपका पोजीशन होल्ड करके रहेगा. अब ये 2393 कितना लेवल मतलब कितना लेवल का है ये? जस्ट लेट मी ओपन दिस परसेंटेज कैलकुलेटर एंड शो यू. गिव मी अ सेकेंड. ये ऑलमोस्ट मेरे ख्याल से 20% का होता है, 20 या 20%. सो 2992 से मैं अगर इसको 2992 ही बोला था ना मैंने, हाँ 2992 से मैंने बोला, और ये आ गया 2393. तो ये बेसिकली वी आर टॉकिंग अबाउट 20% डिक्रीज फ्रॉम द करंट प्राइस दैट यू आर बाइंग एट. ओके, सो 20% का अगर हम डिक्लाइन सोच रहे हैं तो क्योंकि मार्केट तो देखो बेसिकली राइट नाउ मार्केट इज नॉट इवन रनिंग एट, इट्स रनिंग एट 0.4, अभी 0.4 पे हो गई है. तो क्या पॉसिबल है? क्योंकि अभी स्टिल हमारे पास कैपेसिटी है फॉर इट टू होल्ड, बिकॉज के मतलब 20% तक हम उसको होल्ड करके रख सकते हैं. तो अभी बिकॉज वी नो कि हमने अनरियलिस्टिक टारगेट्स नहीं रखे हैं और बेसिकली हमारे पास 20% तक के मार्जिन है. तो इवन इफ मार्केट इज विच इज नॉट प्रैक्टिकली पॉसिबल, क्योंकि अभी तो 0.61% ऐसे पे मार्केट चल रही है, तो आपका मार्जिन स्टिल सफिशिएंट है to be able to hold that position. So even if it is behaving a little opposite of what you have predicted, it still has the capacity to hold. And now the decision is yours. अगर आपको लगता है कि basically 0.5 पे आ गया है, 1% भी थोड़ा सा अगेंस्ट चला गया है, तो ये तो आपके ऊपर डिपेंड करता है कि यू वांट टू टेक एन एग्जिट एंड गेट आउट ऑफ इट, और यू स्टिल वांट टू होल्ड इट, लाइक बिकॉज क्योंकि इसमें कैपेसिटी है 20% डिक्लाइन की, तो अगर आप उसको और लंबा लंबा खींचोगे तो मतलब नुकसान तो ज्यादा ही होगा. इट्स नॉट वेरी गुड सजेशन ऑनेस्टली स्पीकिंग के और लंबा होल्ड कर लो, ठीक है रिवर्स हो जाएगा, रिवर्स हो जाएगा. इस स्पेक्यूलेशन के साथ के रिवर्स हो जाएगा तो फिर ये तो बहुत रिस्की हो जाएगा. अगर आपको चार्ट्स पर ऐसा लग रहा है कि ठीक है, इट्स अ स्मॉल माइनर पुल बैक एंड इट कैन स्टिल बाउंस बैक, then it's okay. Basically it is not going to be very bad decision अगर माइनस, क्योंकि होता है, इट डज हैपन कि कभी कभी 1% 2% भी नीचे डिक्लाइन हो जाती है ना, फिर वापस से बाउंस बैक कर लेती है. पर ये चार्ट्स आपको कंफर्म करना चाहिए कि वो पुल बैक है. ओके, पुल बैक होने पर आप अपनी पोजीशन को स्टिल होल्ड करोगे तो इट्स ओके. बट अगर रिवर्सल हो जाता है और आपने उसको ध्यान नहीं दिया, so that is where exactly your loss is bound to happen, and that is where exactly you're going to lose out on your money. So that mistake please don't do it. अगर आप लोग जब भी पोजीशन ले, स्पेशली व्हेन इट कम्स टू फ्यूचर्स, रिमेंबर के कोई भी पोजीशन लो. Sorry, what is this? My dear, I don't know. 327. Info on debt money, please. What is this, my dear? What is debt money? Okay, are you talking about leverage? 327309. That is what I'm trying to explain, my dear. 327309. I'm trying to explain how you can use a leverage position and how you are supposed to, and in which conditions, which circumstances are you supposed to hold that position, or is it good to hold it for very long? The answer is definitely no. अगर charts पर if you are seeing that रिवर्सल हो गया है, तो अगर आप और लंबा समय उसको होल्ड करोगे, इट्स जस्ट यू आर वाइपिंग आउट योर मार्जिन्स गाइस. सो प्लीज गेट द डिफरेंस. अगर आपको रिवर्सल एंड पुलबैक्स में समझ ना हो, what is the difference between a pullback versus what is a reversal, if you don't understand that logic के रिवर्सल हुआ है या पुलबैक हुआ है, तो प्लीज प्लीज मैं आप लोग को बार बार ये रिआइटरेट कर रही हूँ कि ना, don't hold the position, put a stop loss, get out of the market right away, because the more you are going to hold, रिवर्सल में ऐसा होता है कि पूरी की पूरी आपकी मार्जिन वाइप आउट हो जाएगी. अगर रिवर्सल आपको समझ नहीं आता है कि यार रिवर्सल हो चुका है, ट्रेंड अब उसको वापस से फिर से रिवर्स होने के लिए बहुत टाइम लगता है. जब ट्रेंड रिवर्सल होता है ना, जब एक नया रिवर्सल आने के लिए फिर बहुत टाइम लग जाता है, तो उसमें रिकवरी की पॉसिबिलिटीज नहीं होती है. एटलीस्ट फ्यूचर्स में तो नहीं होती है, बिकॉज यू यूजिंग मार्जिन मनी, यू यूजिंग लेवरेज देयर, तो वहां पर आपकी लिक्विडेशन इज बाउंड टू हैपन. तो ये चीजें अगर आपको समझ नहीं आती है, better don't even get into these kind of things, because ultimately you're going to lose out on everything. It's going to be fatal. मतलब एक बहुत गंदा डिसीजन होगा आपका. yes, अगर आपको रिवर्सल वर्सेस पुल बैक में दोनों के मीनिंग समझ में आते हैं, और फिर आपको चार्ट्स पे आप देखकर रिवर्सल वर्सेस पुल बैक को आप डिस्टिंग्विश कर पाते हो, और फिर आपको पता है कि ओके, मैं अगर माइनर 1% 2% 3% भी पुल बैक हुआ है, फिर ये रिवर्स हो जाएगा करके आपको पता है, तो देन जस्ट होल्ड द पोजीशन. अदरवाइज टेक अ स्टॉप लॉस एंड जस्ट एग्जिट द मार्केट, गेट ऑन विद इट. नेक्स्ट टाइम, नेक्स्ट डे फिर से नई पोजीशन, सही जगह से सही परफेक्ट एंट्री की प्लानिंग करना. इट्स ओके, वन डे बुरा हो गया, दैट्स ओके. रिवेंज ट्रेडिंग में डोंट इवन गेट इनटू इट. तो एक मिनट, मुझे एक मैसेज आया है यहाँ पर. गिव मी अ सेकंड, गिव मी अ सेकंड. तो somebody asked me a question, info on dead money please. मुझे guys, आप लोग ऐसे आधे अधूरे questions क्यों पूछते हो यार? मतलब why you guys don't ask me full questions, like open ended questions डाल के बस भाग जाते हो आप लोग. like please, आप लोग जब क्वेश्चन करते हो ना, तो उसका थोड़ा सा बैकग्राउंड दे, थोड़ा सा समरी दे, थोड़ा सा मुझे एक्सप्लेन करें कि यार क्या पूछना चाहते हो. क्योंकि आप एक वन वर्ड डाल के जाओगे तो अब मैं उसको आपको कैसे क्या उसको क्या जवाब दूंगी, राइट? सो इफ यू like somebody just now a little while ago they asked me 327300. I don't know if he if you're watching, please guys, it's a request when you send a question, give a little background of it, what exactly you're trying to ask, because sometimes one word questions and all समझ नहीं आते हैं. अब ये डेट मनी, मुझे इतना ही समझ में आ रहा है, इन्फो ऑन डेट मनी. आप शायद लेवरेज के बारे में पूछना चाहते हो, इन्फो ऑन डेट मनी, मुझे यही समझ आ रहा है इससे. तो या फिर if there's anything else that you're trying to ask or point out, then you have to give me little clarity. But if it is related to leverage, this is what we are still talking about, leverage itself. And leverage is basically that how you are supposed to use leverage. Leverage is not for everyone. Leverage is only for the risk takers. Leverage is for the people who understand how the liquidation works, how the calculations fit, how you are supposed to size yourself, how you're supposed to position yourself. All these things, if you have clear understanding only, then only the leverage is for you guys. If you do not understand one single thing also in this whole scenario, then you better don't get into all this, because that's going to be like really risky, and you're going to be you're going to have a lot of losses. So पोजीशन करना बहुत मायने रखता है, और उससे भी ज्यादा मायने रखता है कि आप अपनी लिक्विडेशन प्राइस, आप जो जिस लेवरेज पे ले रहे हो, तो आपकी लिक्विडेशन प्राइस भी बहुत मायने रखती है. गिवन दैट करंट सिनेरियो, जो भी सिचुएशन पे मार्केट चल रही है, उसके बेसिस पर आपका मार्जिन आपको कितना सपोर्ट करेगा, दैट ऑल यू हैव टू अंडरस्टैंड. ओके, सो आई डोंट नो, आई थिंक was this question from an Indian, from Nigeria, from Indonesia? I'm not sure, but whoever it is, 327300, I think I will continue to talk more about leverage. I'm going to talk more on that front, don't worry. But if you happen to again join the stream, what I want you to do is कि आप मुझे थोड़ी सी क्लैरिटी के साथ क्वेश्चन पूछे, ताकि आई कैन अंडरस्टैंड इट मोर क्लियरर, लाइक व्हाट एग्जैक्टली इज योर पॉइंट. या फिर आप लोग बोनसेस के बारे में पूछ रहे हो क्या? मतलब पीपल लाइक व्हेन यू एंटर इनटू द व्हेन यू एंटर ऑन द लाइक ऑन द ज़ीबिट एप्लीकेशन, आपको लॉटरी का एक ऑप्शन आ रहा है रिवॉर्ड्स में, और वो रिवॉर्ड्स आप मल्टीपल टाइम्स जीत सकते हैं. उसमें एक ऑप्शन और एक ऐड हो चुका है, बट उसका कंडीशन ये है कि आपको वहां पर जाकर you have to use this referral thing there. You can invite friends to that application, and the more people join and the more you're going to refer the people, then that is going to give you an extra chance to kind of enter into the lottery, like again like अगर एक बार आपने रिवॉर्ड क्लेम कर लिया है और आपको फिर से रिवॉर्ड क्लेम करने की इच्छा है, देन यू माइट एज वेल गो रेफर टू योर फ्रेंड्स, फैमिली, हुएवर यू थिंक. विद दैट रेफरल लिंक आपको फिर से एक चांस, एक मौका मिलेगा टू बी एबल टू एंटर इनटू द लॉटरी, एंड यू कैन यूटिलाइज दैट फॉर दैट एक्स्ट्रा रिवॉर्ड. एंड रिवॉर्ड में आपने देख ही लिया होगा कि वो जो spinning wheel है, वो spinning wheel पे it has this all the cryptos out there. It has BTC, it has Ethereum, I think it has Pepe, it has Doge, all like Shiba, सब कुछ आपको वहां पर मिल रहा है. तो अब you can be that lucky winner. उस पर terms and condition में तो basically up to $1,200 is what is mentioned. So I don't know if you might be that lucky winner up to 1,200. अगर आपको just like that for that your small little help or whatever support you're doing to the application or the platform आप करेंगे, तो शायद आपको भी बदले में शायद आपको कुछ अच्छा रिवॉर्ड मिलने के चांसेस बन जाएंगे. तो गाइज it's an amazing reward thing that is going on Zbit. तो Zbit पे प्लीज जाए. अगर आपने रजिस्ट्रेशन के टाइम एक बार रिवॉर्ड क्लेम कर लिया हो, तो अगर फिर से आपको रिवॉर्ड क्लेम करने की इच्छा हो, या फिर यू वांट टू गो फॉर मोर रिवॉर्ड्स, देन you can utilize this. Refer it to the friends, family, this application. The more downloads it is going to have, The more people that are going to join this is going to bring about more success to you too, because that's going to add rewards. And I think that's commission basis to nahi hai abhi filhal, like yes, you can get the chance to win that reward right now. So that's how it works. So come back, Mr. Miss, whoever it is, 327300, and you can ask me that question at a later time. I'm not focusing on that because it's not giving me clarity what exactly is he or she is trying to ask. But then, yes, I will talk about leverage more once I am back from a small little 5 minutes break. So let's continue talking about a few more important terms, terminologies, jargons, things that you need to know about spot futures trading, and how to begin your journey and everything. And then later on we'll also analyze the charts and see at a later stage कि कोई buy या sell position हमें मिल रही है. Guys, I'm reiterating, I'm going to give you a buy or a sell signal only provided that you join the session, stay throughout with me, use the deposit button on the screen, deposit funds while I'm live, and then you want to take a trade along with me along my side, then you have to utilize this platform for that purpose. Deposit funds right away using the deposit button on the screen. Can you see that deposit button on the screen? Go click on that, deposit funds right away, and then जब मुझे यहाँ पर स्क्रीन पर कोई बाई एस एल पोजिशन दिखेगी, मैं आप लोग को इंडिकेट करूंगी, एंड यू कैन टेक अ बाई सेल पोजिशन बेसिस दैट. अगर आपको you don't want to really take this as financial advice or anything also, please, I don't mind, you can always go do a little bit of research and always take this as guidance and apply that in your day-to-day trading, and do your own trading as well. So everything is open for you. This is all for education, for enhancing your knowledge level, so please utilize this to your utmost benefit. So I'm going to take a small 5 minutes break here, guys. I will be back in a short while, and then we'll continue talking about other things that you're supposed to talk. Hold on a second. I will be right back. Okay. Let's continue after a small little break, okay? And guys, agar aap log ke paas koi questions ho, feel free to ask me anything. Shoot out the questions in the chat room, internally, externally, jahan bhi aapko bhejna ho, please feel free to send the questions to me. All right. I'm so sorry. Thank you for letting me know. I'm so sorry. 915393. Thank you so much, my dear. Yeah, I didn't realize. Actually, I went on a break and then I forgot to unmute it. Yeah. Okay. So what I was trying to tell, I'll brief it up once again. I'll summarize once again. So what I was trying to tell is that uh, basically we've created a resistance in the starting of the day. We've created a support at the starting of the day. Now price tried to bounce back. मतलब एक रेजिस्टेंस क्रिएट करके वो अभी नीचे बाउंस हो गया और इस जगह पर जब वो यहाँ पर पहुंच गया था द प्राइस रीच्ड ऑलमोस्ट लाइक 3016 3015 लाइक $3015 पे वो जब पहुंच गया था तो आप लोग देख सकते हैं कि द आरएसआई वाज आल्सो सिटिंग एट समवेयर बिलो 30. तो हमको थर्मो का रूल तो पता है कि whenever RSI is basically below 30, that's where you can take the advantage of buying at the dip. But do you take a position only at looking at RSI and looking at the dip? The answer is definitely no, because we also have to see the other parameters, whether they are satisfying to us or not, whether everything on the chart is satisfying to us or not, and that's when we decide to take a trade. So the next question that comes is looking at the moving averages. So I have put 50-day moving average, 50 candle moving average, I put a 200 moving average. Both I have done it. Now why did I do it? I did it because I want to see, okay, is price running above the averages or is it running below? Why do we want to know if the price is above average or if it is below average? Because that will determine if the price is in uptrend or if it is in downtrend. So whenever you see any of it, whether 50 moving, doesn't matter what measurement you have taken, whether you have taken a 50 candle or you have taken a 200, doesn't matter. All you have to understand is if price is above it or if price is below it. If price is above it, it means that it is in downtrend. But if price is basically below the moving average, basically then it is in downtrend, and if it is above, it is basically up, it's in an uptrend. So उससे फायदा ये होगा और उससे what will happen over here is that you will be able to decide कि uptrend में है तो then you can decide whether you want to buy it or not, because definitely the price is going to go up. Then in that case you buy it at the dip when you see on RSI it's being at oversold zone, so you can take a buy position from there. But if in case it's in a downtrend, because price will continue to go down like that, so then in that case what you are supposed to be doing is you cannot take a buy position at that dip. You rather would take a sell position there and take the advantage of the downtrend there. So that's why I told you any particular indicator, the first and foremost rule is like you cannot take any position basis one type, like one indicator or something, looking at one parameter, because on a chart it is always a permutation combination of a lot of things. And when you're doing swing trading, when you're trying to capture bigger movements, you're looking at the market structure, you're looking at the external market structure, you're looking at the internal market structure, you're looking at the chart patterns and whatnot. But when you're doing like scalping or you're trying to capture smaller movements, then you're trying to basically see a permutation combination of everything that's possible. So moving averages will give me a picture that whether my price currently is in an uptrend or is in a downtrend, and that's when I decide should I buy the dip or should I short sell at the dip, because uptrend and downtrend futures में matter करता है. अगर स्पॉट ट्रेडिंग कर रहे हो आप, इट रियली डोंट मैटर, कोई भी एक डिप पे भी जाके आप खरीद लोगे ना तो स्पॉट में कहीं ना कहीं आपको कुछ ना कुछ मतलब आपको प्रॉफिट हो ही जाएगा और आपका जो टारगेट होगा वो कहीं ना कहीं रीच हो ही जाएगा. लेकिन स्पॉट में ना इतनी गिचकिच और इतना पंगा नहीं है जितना लाइक यू हैव इट इन फ्यूचर्स. फ्यूचर्स यू हैव टू बी लाइक एक एक छोटी छोटी मतलब बारीक बारीक चीजें, छोटी छोटी चीजें बहुत मायने रखती है. इट रियली डज मैटर. The smallest minute like minuscule things also matter a lot. And why am I very like putting so much emphasis or focus on moving averages is because it kind of tells you that the price is either in uptrend or is in downtrend, and basis that you will decide what basically you have to do. Okay, I told you checked your MA, done with it. Now you checked your RSI, you're done with it. Now comes the next very important indicator जो कि आपको बताता है कि whether your buyers are strong or your sellers are strong. So how do you know it? Now coming to this screen, which is called, can you guys see the third indicator here, which is the DMI indicator that I'm using? So that's called DMI, the short form of it, but it stands for Directional Movement Index. Basically, it is an indicator that will help you in terms of understanding whether the buyers are strong, whether the sellers are strong, or if the trend which is going on, it definitely does not point out what trend is going on, but it does tell you जो भी trend चल रहा है, चाहे वो अप ट्रेंड हो या डाउन ट्रेंड हो, वो तो आप ही को डिटरमाइन करना है basis other parameters that we use or the other indicators that we use. So that will tell you that whether this particular trend is strong enough and should you continue to enter into the market along with the whoever is strong in that zone. अगर buyers strong दिख रहे हैं तो buyers की rally join कर लो, buyers की team join कर लो और price को push करने की कोशिश करो and trade in the trend of the the buyers itself. If sellers are strong, sellers are basically looking strong and sellers are looking sellers are trying to push the price down, better join the rally of the sellers and try to push the price down. That's where you are going to get the profit. So you are never ever trading in the opposite direction of what the other people are doing. So if in case you do that, that's where you are basically going to lose out. So you have to always see who is becoming strong and take their side. मतलब एक नॉर्मल जिंदगी में भी, एक नॉर्मल सिनेरियो में भी आपको पता ही होगा कि without support none of us are that strong enough to be able to survive any difficult situations, right? Like कहीं पर भी देख लो, लाइफ की कोई सिनेरियो में देख लो, or you talk about anything, business, job, life, any example you see, none of us can achieve anything all by ourselves, especially alone. तो करना यही होता है कि you have to take support or something and then basically move in that direction. तो ट्रेडिंग की दुनिया में भी दिस इज वेरी मच एप्लीकेबल एंड ये वाला फंडा, ये वाला नोशन काफी काम करता है कि जिस डायरेक्शन में जो लोग मतलब स्ट्रॉन्ग होते हुए नजर आ रहे हैं उनका आप पल्ला पकड़ लो, उनकी टीम में आप ज्वाइन कर लो और आप उनके साथ उनकी डायरेक्शन में आप ट्रेड करो तो बेसिकली यू विल बी डेफिनेटली प्रॉफिटेबल. सो इन दिस सिनेरियो अभी देखो यहाँ पर मुझे तीन लाइन नजर आ रहे हैं, राइट? सो द ब्लू, ग्रीन, द ब्लू, ऑरेंज एंड रेड लाइन. So the red line is for the ADX. ADX stands for average directional index. As I told you, it kind of points out how the trend is behaving, like it is strong or is it basically weak. That is what it is. And then comes the orange line, which is the DI minus line, and DI minus basically stands for selling pressure, and selling pressure basically is where it kind of shows अगर आपको इस इंडिकेटर पे कोई भी पैरामीटर, चाहे वो DI प्लस हो, DI माइनस हो, और इज इट ADX, एनी ऑफ दीज थ्री बेसिकली आर strong, yani if they are above 25, remember 25 is the criteria. Just at 25 also, don't just simply bounce, matlab don't just looking at okay it's at 25 so immediately should I take a trade. The answer is no. Wait, thoda sa wait karo, dekho ke 25 and above जा रहा है या नहीं जा रहा है, फिर उसके बाद अपना ट्रेड आप लेने की कोशिश करो. So that is how you will do, and that is how you will basically jump into द कंक्लूजन के आपको बाई ट्रेड लेना है या सेल ट्रेड. अभी वन वेरी बैड थिंग जो मैं आपको हमेशा बताती भी रहती हूँ और शायद मैंने पिछले स्ट्रीम्स में भी काफी बार ये रिपीट किया होगा कि समटाइम्स DMI इंडिकेटर इज अ लिटिल लेट इंडिकेटर. इट काइंड ऑफ डजंट परफॉर्म ऑन टाइम क्योंकि वो हर कैंडल को कैप्चर कर रहा है. तो कभी कभी क्या होता है कि अभी करंटली कुछ जैसे रेड कैंडल चल रही हो तो वो ब्लू कैंडल का भी आपको डेटा दिखाता है, तो उससे ना थोड़ा सा काइंड ऑफ गेट्स इट बिट कंफ्यूजिंग दैट वेदर रियली इज इट showing the accurate data or not, because every second it's like changing, right? So how now you can determine it is basically you can look at the trend also. So if your buying pressure is building up and a DI plus is going above 25 or something, and your ADX is also moving in that direction only, which means जैसे uptrend continue हो रहा है, DI plus should be increasing 25 and above, and ADX should also be increasing 25 and above. But on the charts the trend should be in uptrend, but if the opposite of it is showing then you should know के वहां से कुछ divergence या reversal आने के indications हो रहे हैं. तो in that scenario you might have to be a little cautious के वो आपको बता रहा है कि यहाँ से रिवर्सल या पुल बैक होने वाला है, तो यू हैव टू लाइक होल्ड ऑन एंड सी के नेक्स्ट मूवमेंट क्या होता है, कि कुछ ब्रेकआउट आ रहा है या नहीं आ रहा है, सम काइंड ऑफ कंफर्मेशन इज कमिंग और नॉट, एंड बेसिस दैट ओनली यू आर गोइंग टू टेक अ ट्रेड. गाइस, कंफर्मेशंस आर रियली वेरी इंपॉर्टेंट इन ट्रेडिंग, बिकॉज बहुत काफी फेक आउट्स होते हैं, काफी इंड्यूसमेंट्स होते हैं. इंड्यूसमेंट के बारे में तो मैंने आपको बताया ही है कि इट्स अ कैंडल विच मूव्स लाइक वेरी क्विक. अभी यहाँ देखो, ये इसका मैंने मूवमेंट कैप्चर तो नहीं किया था क्योंकि आई वाज नॉट देयर व्हेन दिस कैंडल फॉर्म्ड एक्चुअली, बट मुझे ये काइंड ऑफ लुक्स लाइक एन इंड्यूसमेंट कैंडल ओनली, क्योंकि इंड्यूसमेंट कैंडल में यूजुअली होता ही है कि दे काइंड ऑफ पुश द प्राइस लाइक वेरी क्विक एंड देन दे जस्ट स्वीप आउट द लिक्विडिटी एंड देन मतलब एक ना एक उसको मैं नॉर्मल भाषा में उसको बोलूं ना, इट्स लाइक बेसिकली एक ट्रैप होता है, एक झांसा होता है, एक आपको अट्रैक्ट करने के लिए एक बड़ा सा मूवमेंट आता है मार्केट में, जो बेसिकली आपको सिर्फ अट्रैक्ट करता है कि यार आप वो कैंडल को देखकर आप सोचोगे यार ओके प्राइस इज गोइंग टू गो अप, ओके लेट मी जस्ट फॉलो द प्राइस एंड आई एम गोइंग टू एंटर इनटू द ट्रेड. आप क्या करते हो, वो बड़ी सी कैंडल फॉर्म होते हुए देखते हो तो इमीडिएटली आप सोचते हो और प्राइस ऊपर जाने वाला, और प्राइस ऊपर जाना है, चलो मैं खरीद लेता हूँ, खरीद लेती हूँ का क्या पटाख से आप एंटर हो जाते हो. एंड द मोमेंट यू एंटर इनटू द ट्रेड यू विल सी इमीडिएटली द प्राइस गेट्स रिजेक्टेड एंड द प्राइस रिवर्सेस. सो ये वाले जो ट्रैप्स होते हैं इससे थोड़ा सा आपको ना संभल के और बच के चलना चाहिए. इसीलिए मैं बार बार आप लोग को कहती हूँ कि ना डिप्स पे, एंडिंग्स पे, यानी ओवरबॉट एंड ओवरसोल्ड जोन्स पर आप अपनी एंट्रीज बनाएं. बीच में जब भी आप कहीं से अपनी एंट्री बनाने की कोशिश करेंगे, दैट्स वेयर एग्जैक्टली यू आर गोइंग टू ईदर बी ट्रैप्ड या फिर आपका स्टॉप लॉसेस हिट होने के बहुत चांसेस होते हैं. आप लोग एक्सट्रीम लेवल्स पे अगर अपने पोजीशंस बनाएंगे ना, तो या तो आप सबसे डिप पे आप खरीदेंगे तो आपको प्रॉफिट कहीं ना कहीं थोड़ा सा भी ऊपर जाएगा, 1:2 1:, व्हाटएवर कहीं तो जाएगा, तो वो बेसिकली आपको प्रॉफिट देगा. बट अगर आप बीच से एंट्री लोगे ना, तो वहां से अगर सपोज प्राइस रिवर्स हो गया तो वहां से आपके स्टॉप लॉसेस हिट होने के और आपके पैसे फंसने के बहुत चांसेस बन जाते हैं. तो इसीलिए बी वेरी कॉशियस व्हेन यू आर टेकिंग ट्रेड. फिलहाल प्राइस अच्छा खासा ठीक ठाक ऊपर जाते हुए नजर आ रहा है, ऑल्दो द मूवमेंट इज स्लो, दैट्स ओके, बट इस जगह पर बहुत अच्छी सी एंट्री पॉइंट मिली थी हम लोग को. अगर आप लोगों ने किसी ने भी इस वाले कैंडल को कैप्चर किया है तो यहां से आपकी एंट्री पॉइंट बनी थी, जो कि आपका एंट्री पॉइंट बनती है एट 3017. और अगर आपने रिस्क टू रिवॉर्ड रेशियो रखा है 1:2, क्योंकि मार्केट अभी फिलहाल 1%, 1.11% की चल रही है, मैं आप लोग को कोई भी सलाह नहीं करूंगी कि बहुत अनरियलिस्टिक टारगेट्स रखें. 1:2 इज गुड इनफ, क्योंकि वो $35 का मूव हो रहा है. 1:2 भी मतलब मामूली बात नहीं है यार. $35 का मूव एक इथीरियम में, अभी आप देखो वैसे तो आप लोग कम साइज की पोजीशन लेते हो, $500 की, $1000 की, लेकिन अगर कोई एक इथीरियम भी खरीद रहा है, जैसे कि किसी ने 3017 पे ले रखा हो और किसी ने एग्जिट मारा हो 3053, एग्जिट हमारा 3053 है, तो देखो एक इथीरियम के पीछे भी आपको मोटा मोटी आते हैं क्लोज टू $36 का मूव बता रही हूँ मैं. ये $36 मूव, 36 पॉइंट्स का जो ये मूव हो रहा है, तो एक इथीरियम पे हो रहा है. $500 पे भी कितना होगा, जस्ट $500 की पोजीशन ले रखी आपने, यानी $100 का आपका मार्जिन, 5x 5% आपका लेवरेज, 100 into 5x आपका जो है ना पोजीशन साइज बनती है $500 की, और $500 पे आप बेसिकली लगाते हो 3017 पर और बेचते हो, यानी आपके अकाउंट में आ गए 0.1657 कॉन्ट्रैक्ट्स ऑफ, ये यूनिट्स नहीं है, फ्यूचर्स में यूनिट्स नहीं होते हैं. फ्यूचर्स में रिमेंबर हमेशा कॉन्ट्रैक्ट्स होते हैं. तो दीज आर द नंबर ऑफ कॉन्ट्रैक्ट्स दैट यू गेट ऑन इथेरियम, एंड इस बेसिकली आप इसको सेल करते हो 3053 पर. तो आपने मोटा मोटी बनाया $5 का प्रॉफिट विद इन कितना टाइम. अभी ये टाइम फ्रेम भी देख लो, यहां से यहां तक ये होता है, ये मेरी 3:15 की कैंडल है, और ये मान के चलते हैं, देखते हैं कि ये 3053 तक कितनी देर में पहुंचेगा ये हम थोड़ा सा अभी एनालाइज करेंगे, क्योंकि अभी वो पहुंचा नहीं है। तो कितनी देर में, मोस्ट लाइकली 1 घंटे में वो पहुंच जाएगा। तो 1 घंटे में हमने $500 की पोजीशन से बेसिकली $5 का प्रॉफिट कमाया। और अगर ऐसे ही आप रोज रोज $5 कमाते हैं तो 30 दिन के आप कैलकुलेट कर लें कि $5 के हिसाब से आप कितना पैसा बनाएंगे। यानी अभी इसमें मैंने आपको पिछली बार फीस भी डाल के मैंने आपको, ये तो ग्रॉस प्रॉफिट है, बट यू विल हैव टू म्यूटेड। No, I am not muted. I have unmuted myself. Are you sure? 915393. ओके, तो ये तो मैंने आपको आज का एक का सिनेरियो बताया, बट अगर इसी तरीके से कंसिस्टेंटली आप ऐसे ही प्रॉफिट बनाते हैं, I know there are people who are joining in from different parts of the world. You guys are joining from Indonesia, Nigeria, Eritrea, Malaysia. I don't know what all different countries. So because I'm Indian, my currency is either INR or AED. तो अगर मैं इसको मोटा मोटी, if I just calculate it in my own fiat and base currency, you guys can put it in your own fiats and you can see it in your base currency, guys. अगर on an average, मतलब मैंने इसकी फीस निकालने के बाद मुझे कितना बचा था लास्ट टाइम, 1 मिनट, let me just see. I think after fees 1 मिनट, या फिर मुझे अलग से कैलकुलेट करना पड़ेगा इसको। ओके, जस्ट यही मान के चल रहे हैं, हार्डली इट वुड बी लाइक हार्डली एनी डेसिबल. It will be in decimals, okay guys, it won't be like much of a difference. So 0.05%, 0.02%, it won't be that much. तो अभी जैसे 500 मेरा इन्वेस्टमेंट था, उसको मैं निकाल देती हूँ, तो बेसिकली आई एम लेफ्ट आउट एट 5.96. दिस इज माय ग्रॉस प्रॉफिट. इट ऑब्वियसली इज इंक्लूडिंग फीस इन इट. तो फीस आपको कैसे कैलकुलेट करना, मैंने लिटिल व्हाइल अगो आई हैव एक्सप्लेन्ड इट ऑलरेडी. So you know how to do it. 0.05 and 0.02 taker and make a fees आप लगाओगे. तो ऑन एन एवरेज इफ यू आर अर्निंग 5.96, अगर चलो मैं ये मान के चलती हूँ जो मैंने पिछले कैलकुलेशंस में ही अमाउंट्स लिए थे, लेट मी टेक दोज अमाउंट्स ओनली. दीज आर हाइपोथेटिकल फिगर्स, गाइस, पुट योर ओन कैलकुलेशंस, ओके. सो दिस इज व्हाट माइट बी माय मेक अ फीस. और मैं टेक अ फीस लगाती हूँ, सॉरी, मैं मेरी टेकर, हाँ ये मेकर फीस है मेरी. ये hypothetical numbers are not necessary. This is right, okay. So please do your own calculations too. So I will be left out with a gross profit of 5.6117. Now if you are an Indian, if you are investing in Indian rupees, so basically you're going to divide this. अभी let's see के exchange rate क्या चल रहा है हमारा USDT to, एक सेकंड रुक जाओ, let me put it in Google. USDT का current rate निकालते हैं गूगल में. 1 INR टू USDT का रेट देखते हैं. INR टू USDT, तो बेसिकली मुझे आइन है 5 पॉइंट, हाउ मच इज दैट, लेट मी कॉपी दिस नंबर. मैं ये वाला भी स्क्रीन ना, ओके, आई थिंक ये वाला स्क्रीन भी मैं यही रखती हूँ, सो दैट यू गाइस कैन सी इट लाइव, बिकॉज इट विल मेक योर लाइफ इजी. आप लोग भी फिर कैलकुलेशंस अच्छे से कर पाओगे. ओके, सो यू विल बी टेकिंग दिस. Now guys, I am doing this in INR because my fiat currency is in INR. Put it in your own currencies. If you are from Indonesia, guys, IDR आपका अपना currency ले लो. You guys are from Nigeria, Naira, like your own currency, like जो जो country से आप लोग belong करते हैं, people, Malaysia, Nigeria, India, guys, put it in your own fiat and see. अभी आप 5.6, सॉरी नॉट 5.6, मैंने गलत किया, ये मुझे USDT में डालना चाहिए. ओके, तो my 5.61179 जो मेरा ये gross profit है, that is basically in is giving me $501.97. Okay, so 501.97 means on an average, if every day I'm earning 501, I mean, of course, not 30 days of your life you're going to you are going to get 500 like 500 rupees. It's not practically possible, because obviously some days you might not trade, some days you might miss out, some days you will be busy in something else, other commitments, health issues, this that, so practically it's not possible. So let's say 501, even for the smallest, like even for the least side, let's say okay, you traded around 8 to 10 times in a month, which is like 501 into, say you took some 10 trades in a month and you were successful enough, so you are able to earn around close to 5,000 rupees as a side hustle, okay, for 10 trades. And if you kind of trades 30 days of your life, basically you are actually aiming for like a full-time employee salary, that I can tell you. Like I think as a fresher, India mein basically people are getting this kind of like fresher salary also. So if you're trading like 30 days of your life, you're like you're earning close to 15,000. And the best part of it is कि हम लोग यहाँ पर we are trying to take this position with just $500. We are not even aiming like $5,000. We are not even aiming like 50. We are not even aiming $1,000, $2,000, nothing like that. You say $500 with a consistent, not even $500. It's $100 with a 5x leverage, and basically it's a consistent behavior, consistent performance. Lease side with 10 trades also, you're able to closely earn around 5,000 rupees that I'm talking about. But if you belong to any other country, you guys have to put it in your own fiat currency and your base currency and convert and see how much you're able to do. So how difficult is that? This is just a 1 hour strategy that we're planning. We're trying to position ourselves for 1 hour, and we're trying to capture one movement which can give us that great opportunity. But looking at it, I mean, of course, by listening to it and looking at it, looks really good, but when we are doing it practically, it may or may not be the actual result. But so that's why I always say that you have to be prepared for both the sides of the story. Acha lucrative side, it always sounds very good and great and everything, but then the other side of the story is also that not every day is going to be a rosy day, not every day is going to be a profitable day. So be ready for the bad days too, and then plan your trades accordingly. But yes, you also have to remember, on an average, how many ever trades you're taking in a month. You have to basically make sure that you are at least side you should at least be at a break even. You should not be in loss. You should, even if you're not in profit as a beginner trader, which is okay, but on an average, कोशिश करना कि जितने multiple trades लो in a month, I'm reiterating, in a month, okay, and make sure you at least reach the break even. यानी some days you'll do profit, some days you'll do losses, some days you will not trade at all, some days I don't know what all situations will be there. So these 3-4 situations, after end of the month, when you look at your PNL, you should at least basically in a beginning stage stand at break even. That's where you still know that you're doing it right and you're not going in wrong direction. But if you are on an average, when you look at कि आपने 10 trades ले रखे हो and you are not able to conclude के 10 trades में पूरे के पूरे में आपने losses, you made losses in every single trade, then you are at fault. Definitely you have to change your strategies. You have to change the way you're sizing your position. You also have to change the way you're trading, or maybe change the type of trading itself. You have to do this permutation combinations, because it's not going to be same throughout. Maybe it might be like futures trading is not working for you. You will have to change that as well. If that is not something working for you, then you might want to become a hodler, where you are buying at the dip and waiting for a certain target after days, months, or 15 days or something like that. Because then in that case, you know that you're not doing something right over there. So please understand this and change your things accordingly. Agar end of the result, like after a month or so, like 10-15 times you've traded and you like still sitting at break even, it's okay. You can still be confident that yes, you are going in the right direction. It's just that you need some more like strategies here and there. You have to change certain things here and there, and those small minute changes can bring about a lot of like a lot of change to your way of trading, and that will definitely help you, trust me. मतलब मैंने भी, like I'm a trader myself, so in fact I also make a lot of permutation combinations on an ongoing basis. So not every day is going to be same. Not, whatever strategy worked for me yesterday is never going to work for me in the next strategy. तो हर रोज अलग होता है. Every day is a different day. Every strategy in a different scenario is different. So you have to plan your days accordingly, and be patient and disciplined in order to take that trade. So we positioned ourselves in the starting of the day, right? Abhi, let's have a look at the market. Our target is still not achieved. I gave a buy position. I gave a buy position at a 3017, and we are still waiting for the target to hit. So let's wait and see if our target will hit or not. My analysis and my gut feeling is saying yes, in next few minutes and few hours it's going to basically it's going to hit, and I have strong feeling that it will be achieved, because I did not keep too unrealistic target here. I did not keep unrealistic target. I kept a very minimalistic target, a 35-point move with basically, I'm talking about at least, like I'm talking about 1 hour time, and I'm also talking about price not even reaching the resistance level, because it does have the capacity. Price got rejected, it will retest that zone, but I'm not even keeping that kind of a target, because I don't want to overdo things. My market currently is running at 0.95%. I want to keep my targets minimalistic only. I'm happy with my little profit. I'm not greedy person, so I'm okay with that. So you guys also can decide basis how the market is performing. Yes, if it is performing 5%, 7%, keep 1:4, 1:5, whatever bigger targets you want to keep bigger targets. But when it is not moving in very great direction, why do you want to keep unrealistic targets, right? So position yourself accordingly. See that you have enough margin in your account. See that that margin is good enough to support your position, even if the market is going a little here and there opposite to the way you have predicted or speculated, but you still will be in the market. You will still be holding that position. So you have to see these things and then accordingly take a trade. So while I'm still waiting for my target to hit, guys, anybody has got any questions? 878-345. Hi my dear, welcome to the stream. Any questions for me? Guys, I'm trying to keep this a bit of bilinguistic. I know I don't know the other language, like I don't know Malaysian language, I don't know Indonesian language, but I do know Hindi. So मैं थोड़ा बीच में I'm kind of speaking in Hindi, so that मेरे हिंदी users को भी कुछ अच्छी मतलब terms and things in हिंदी में भी समझ आ जाए. But if that's not something if that's not something you guys want, and somebody is not good with Hindi and you guys don't understand, that's okay. I'm going to continue in English, because sometimes you guys do ask, so I'm also keeping it like that. So it's, I don't mind repeating it, that's okay. 878-345. Yes, my dear, I will. So can you just go back and just refer to the stream a little earlier than this, because since the starting of the session, I'm live from 2 o'clock, like the Gulf Standard Time. So 2 p.m. to 6 p.m. is when I'm live today. So since then, I'm basically going on talking about spot futures, and from the basics to, even taking us, right now we're trying to, identify some positions here. So let's see. If you have missed out on it, I would want you to go back a little, replay the the streaming once again, and then you will be able to find what all you missed out, my dear. And then if you have further questions, whatever current situation we are into, then you can ask me that question. This is that. So okay, one very important, while I was explaining this and we were talking about all this, very few, very like other things which I kind of missed out on it is like I was telling you, okay, we are looking at small time frame and trying to capture a movement here. But sometimes the scenario might not be the same on the bigger time frame, like the 60 minutes time frame or the 4 hours chart. It might be a slight different scenario altogether over there. So what you need to do is you need to go to the 60 minutes chart and also determine where your moving averages are sitting. Can you see that in the 60 minutes chart, it does show that my 50 moving average and 200 moving average, the price is above it. So it's a good sign that the price is in uptrend, which means the price is behaving better than the averages. So it is a good sign, which means even if we have taken a position in the smaller time frame, it's okay. Then we can expect that our targets are going to reach and we will, we can be profitable. The two major reasons which are supporting our position is one, because of the moving average supporting that it is in uptrend in both the shorter time frames and the bigger time frame. Second thing is also what we need to understand here is that the resistance is sitting at 3076. So when in a day, or like even when we are trying to capture a bigger picture, agar kahin par bhi, like somewhere a resistance is created, then basically that particular point is going to be it is going to reach that level, it is going to retest that level. So 878345, I am listening to you and I am talking about futures trading only. What exactly do you want me to tell you? Like I told you that since the starting of the session, I am going on talking about futures trading only. Futures trading, to summarize and to sum up and tell you in a nutshell, is nothing but in present, you are looking at different cryptos. There are so many pairs. I think on Zbit we have around 132 pairs that we're dealing with. So you can go to any of the cryptos, and if your analysis, if your analytical skills are really good, and if you are a really good speculator, you know how to speculate, and you're very good with your technical analysis, then basically you can go and predict. Guys, remember, there is a slight difference between gambling versus trading. Okay, when you are just trading basis fluke, okay, remember, when you are trading just basis fluke, you are guessing something, that is gambling. Okay, trading is not gambling. You guessing something is not trading has a much more deeper meaning. You need to understand the background of it, you need to understand the psychology of that particular crypto, you need to understand the technical analysis, you need to look at charts, you need to look at the indicators, current buying selling pressures, how the order books looks like, is there any kind of fair value gaps, are there order blocks that are placed, are there any whale entries, so many things associated with it. Then only you will be able to take a trade. When you are just going and guessing something and you're trying to basically take a trade, that's just gambling. You're just trying to guess and then get out of it. That guess once, twice, thrice can be right, but ultimately the fourth time you are bound to lose. You're going to lose everything, and there's nothing that is going to save you from that. So if you're trying to trade like that, so please stop it right away and go do a bit of little research on like the psychology behind like the various cryptos that are there. Understand what all cryptos are there. Some people don't even understand what is a crypto. First understand what is that. Is it a coin, is it a token, is it a project that you're talking about, or is it a technology? Because Bitcoin, if you talk about, basically there's a blockchain technology behind it. There is something which is backing it. There is something very strong behind it. These are some of these are companies, some of these are technologies, some of these are just like currencies, tokens, like any other currency that you have. Like you have your dirhams, you have your Indian rupees, you have your Malaysian ringgits, you have your Nigerian naira. How that way, this also is basically a currency that you're dealing with. So all these things do matter. Understand if it is technology. Why am I actually focusing on Ethereum? Why do you think am I actually behind Ethereum so much? Because this particular crypto is just not crypto. This is a technology behind it. There is technology behind this. This is a blockchain that we're talking about, where so many things get built up on it. There are so many NFTs. I think USDT also is basically built on Ethereum blockchain, basically. So, it's not just the cryptocurrency, it's the strong fundamentals behind it that adds a lot of value. Because if the project is strong, the developers are strong, they have a strong history, they have everything that you need. Like if there's good enough liquidity on that particular crypto, if it has good utility for that matter, like maybe there's going to be like a lot of partnerships, more enhancements, more developments, upgrades. Ethereum is one particular crypto where basically a lot of technology developments, advancements, upgrades, partnerships, and whatnot keeps happening on it. And it's always in the limelight, and it's always talked about, and it's always in the hype, media hype, and has great amount of liquidity and utility. And that's where any crypto, if it stands out because of all these features. And why you should go for such kind of cryptos is because of these three two four major reasons. One is liquidity, the other one is utility, and also you have to see if there is enough like you have to have basically a good amount of movement. Like volatility also does matter, like movement does matter, because if there's not much movement in the market, that's not going to give you good amount of profits. You're going to wait for hours together, days together, still you will not be able to get good number of buyers and sellers. Even though you might be ready to buy, but you might not be ready, there might be not enough sellers in the market who are ready to sell you that. So these all things does matter. So before you even pick up a trading pair, do your research thoroughly, guys. Please don't just pick up any any crypto and just start with it, because some of you are like meme coin lovers also. You guys just pick up cryptos basis hypes, media hype, because you see there's a lot of volatility, but there's no proper backing behind it. But you still pick it up. I mean, this of course your choice. I'm not going to personally comment on it, but if the sad side or the bad side of the story is, because these meme coins has got no particular basic basis behind it, if they vanish for some reason, and if they just disappear for some reason, you're going to lose out on everything, and you can't blame anyone for it, and you can't even catch hold of anyone for it. Unlike Ethereum, Bitcoin, BNB, Solana, XRP, they are all stable cryptocurrencies because these are established. Bitcoin is there in this world past how many years? 15 years now? I think 2008 or 2009 is when Bitcoin was born. So imagine now after 10, 15 years, do you think Bitcoin is just going to vanish just like a no, right? It's going to stay. So we are not talking about we are talking about stability here. So as a beginner trader, you also have to see some stable cryptos, because you can't just go for very risky products and lose out on all your money, because you can practice on the stable cryptocurrency and later on maybe move for high risky products. That's how your stance should be. But then it all totally depends on person to person. If you are a very high risk taker, you can as well go for NFTs and meme coins and all of that. I'm not deciding on all of that for you, but I'm giving you that information so that it can help you shortlist what you want and what you don't want. Like just cut the crap, cut the wastage out of your watch list. Just keep only the very important cryptos out there and then trade in that only. So I don't want you guys to waste your time on unnecessary things and lose out on your money, when you can actually get into stable cryptos and choose right kind of cryptos and stay for the longer run and make some good amount of profits. At least here that money is not going to go anywhere. And the live example is, I remember in February, I think what was it, Binance? I'm not sure, was it Binance? No, I think it was Bitget, I guess. Bitget. No, not Bitget. Bybit had lost almost close to 4 billion worth of Ethereum, if I'm not wrong. Yeah, I think there was a hack that has happened, right? So imagine there was like billions of dollars worth of Ethereum that got lost in the month of February. And still Ethereum was able to recover. Like after such a big loss, they were able to recover the money, they were able to recover everything, they were able to restore it back. They had some treasuries, they had some backing there, they had some reserves out there, they were able to recover something. Somehow the investigation happened, a lot of parties were involved, FBI, this, that. But the best part is like, even if it goes through a scam, it goes through a hack, it does have the capacity to always come back. That's why I always recommend that go for stable cryptos. At least you know that the money is safe and it is in safer hands and it's not going to go anywhere. Even if it goes through a bigger scam or bigger hacks or things like that, it still has the capacity to come back. So it will bounce back for sure. So these are few things you have to understand and take a right decision in that direction. And um, yeah. So moving on my screen, I am still aiming for my target, guys. Am I at profit? Am I at loss? My target is almost about to reach, guys. If you're following me and you're just following me since an hour or so, I gave a buy position and I'm still waiting for my target to hit. I was just seeing, looking at the circumstances out here, whether my RSI is supporting me, whether my DMI is supporting me or not, whether um, my moving averages are supporting me or not. So on my small time frames, yes, it is supporting. However, the right now I can see it just moved past the 50 moving average, but then now slightly is going down. I don't know if this is a reversal or a like a bounce back or a pullback that is coming. That we will only be able to decide in a short while. I don't know if I have my Fibonacci. I was supposed to use that, but if I don't have a Fibonacci, I'll put it on the other trading view platform and I'll see whether it's a reversal or if it's basically a bounce back. It's just small pullback, and then whether the price will again go up or not. That is what I will determine. But coming to the 60 minutes chart, guys, you can see it here. Hold on my 60 minutes chart, both 50 and 200 prices above that, which means it's in an uptrend. So from this point of view, we're a bit released that yes, that price can still go up and it has the capacity to go up. So we are not taking a wrong decision of holding on to that position. Currently, yes, 4 hours chart. 4 hours chart, I can see that 50, okay, price is above 50, but below 200, it's okay. But that's a 4 hours chart, so not much of a worry because we are trying to aim for like 1 hour kind of a period. So that's okay. So I think we still have the capacity. So whatever realistic targets we have kept, most likely the buying pressure at this current stage continues to develop, continues to build up. We will be profitable in next few minutes. But if the opposite of it happens, like in the sense the sellers are going to become strong, then we might have different scenario. Let me see if I have a Fibonacci here. Guys, when such kind of a thing is happening, remember, I'm not having on this particular Zbit platform, I don't have Fibonacci here. But what you guys can do is you can always go to the trading view, and if Ethereum's chart is looking similar to what you find it on like trading view, you can always go put the Fibonacci and see if price is in the retracement levels or if it is below retracement levels. So remember, if price has hit 0.61 or if it has reached 0.7 on Fibonacci, most likely if it is not able to bounce back from those retracement levels, then the reversal is most likely to continue and the price will further go down. So we have certain levels till which the price can go down. So if you want to know the difference between the reversal versus pullback, you have to put Fibonacci retracement tool on your chart and see whether it has reached up to 0.6 or 0.7 levels, or is it able to bounce back those levels, or is it going further below that level? If it is going below those levels, then there is inevitable reversal that is happening there, and that is where you should exactly plan your exit and don't wait for more. That is how you do your that is how you strategize yourself. One, I totally understand it can be a painful thing that you are waiting for your profit and then suddenly you see that it is not happening in a certain way. But what else can we do? If you continue to wait more and more, the more loss, the more margin is going to get used, and the your liquidation will be nearing very soon. So instead of getting your margin completely washed out, or if you instead of getting your price liquidated, like your position getting liquidated, better to put a stop loss the moment you see on the Fibonacci retracement levels that the retracement levels are crossed and it is not able to reach those levels, please exit the market. One stop loss or one early exit, it's not end of the world, it's not end of the story. Life goes on, life moves on, there's nothing wrong in it. छोटा सा लॉस लो, बाहर निकलो, फिर we will try once again. We will basically try to position ourselves in correct way, and then we will basically make profit. So like I told you, end of the month, the average should matter. One trade here, one loss here, tomorrow profit, day after profit, then again on the fourth day it's a loss, it's okay. Overall, when you look at all your 10 trades in a month, is it still standing at break even? Then still you are a profitable trader. Okay. And if after all that average trades that you have taken 5-10 trades in a month and you're sitting at loss, then there is something that you need to change about. That's where the worry is. Okay. So follow all these rules and instructions. We are continuing to watch the market as targets are still not achieved. If you are following and you have taken a position along with me when I pointed out at this entry point 3016 and target at 3055. So let's see if our target will be achieved or the markets will move back in the completely opposite direction. That is something we will watch out. So stay tuned, guys. I'm going to take a small 5 minutes break here and then we'll continue talking about it and some more new topics, as well as we'll continue to see if the target will be achieved or not. Okay. Most likely the reason for it not to achieve, there is no logical reasoning behind it until unless, yes, the sellers become strong and buyers become weak, then nobody can control that. And crypto markets are all about control of the people, right? It's all about buyers becoming strong or sellers becoming strong. One of them becomes strong and market completely changes its direction altogether. So that's something not in my hands, not in anybody's hands. So what we predicted basis the current scenarios, current probabilities, current indicators, current situations and everything, I think it's an achievable target and it is very much possible. But yes, if markets obviously if it opposite of it happens, then we can't really say anything about it. So let's continue talking about it after a small little break. I'm going to go and come back in a short while. Okay, let's continue after a small little break. Okay, guys, stay tuned until I come back. So, guys, we are in the last 1 hour of the session. Okay, let's look at the charts. What's happening there? Looks like market is getting into consolidation. It doesn't look like it's in our favor. देखो कभी कभी यही होता है like when you are trying to take a position it's like it basically makes you wait like way too much, right? Sometimes I'm very like especially मुझे ना honestly speaking, although I trade, I really don't like sitting by the charts and watching them and all of that. I that's why I told you, right, guys? I'm like mostly sometimes I'm doing spot trading only. I'm not doing futures trading because spot में क्या ना आप लिमिट ऑर्डर्स लगा के आराम से सो जा सकते हो, कुछ भी कर सकते हो, बट whereas in future you have to like stick to the platform. You have to kind of continue watching the charts, and if one thing also is not like moving in your favor, you have to be like really quick in terms of taking that decision. So all these things are crazy, and honestly speaking I'm not a very big fan कि हाँ जिस दिन मेरे पास टाइम बहुत होता है and I have like a lot of patience and I am okay to sit by the charts and all, it's okay, I do it. But I don't think normally I prefer sitting in front of the charts and watching them continuously. You know, it's not practically possible also. So yeah. Tell me more. Buying pressure is not building up, guys. Let's pray that the buying pressure builds up. Yeah, I think slow and steady wins the race. यहाँ तक तो almost close to कितना टारगेट अचीव हो गया है यहाँ तक 3044 1:1.49. One is to 1.49 is achieved here, but we kept a target of 2, right? So our 2 was sitting here. Our 2 was sitting at 3053, but 1 is to 1.49. Sorry, not here. अगर आप में से किसी ने somebody would have taken the profit at this candle. So your 1 is to 1.53 is also achieved. यहाँ पे 3045, like almost how much? 3017. 3045, 3017. It's like a 28 points, $28 move. Even with a $500 position, I think it's not a bad deal for sure. एक minute, let me just calculate. Entry is at 3030, right? And exit is at 3053. Yeah, 3053. Still, it's like a $4 profit. I don't think it's a bad decision. Hi, my dear. I'm glad to be here. Thank you so much. Thank you for joining in. Thank you so much. 825,190. Hi, hi, and 664033. Thank you for joining in. I really appreciate some of you being so nice, kind, and everything. You guys are so supportive. You guys are so kind. Some of your words, some of you guys are like so good. Some of the loyal audiences and all of that. So really appreciate. We are still sticking to the $2 sorry, 1:2 profit only. We're not, I'm not lowering my target for sure. I'm giving you guidance. Of course, I'm telling you it is your wish whether you want to enhance or you want to decrease your position. Sorry, you want to decrease your target. But honestly speaking, oh sorry guys, I think 1:1.49 पे मेरा target, मेरा exit 304, it was 3044. I'm so sorry actually. Ah, I did a mistake. I did the calculation basis 1:2 only. Okay, these are my number of contracts and my exit is 3044. Still, it's like it's a $4.47 of profit. And after in this, it will be obviously fees that will be there, that will be calculated. So if it was basically 3053, then the profit would have been a little more. Like it's like 5.96, like close to $6. But if it's basically a little lower than that, 1.5 also is like still good. I don't think it's a bad. So somebody, if you guys, anybody would have exited at this stage also, it's like still you guys are profitable. There is nothing wrong. And profit setting, profit taking, stop loss, all these are like personal choices. Everybody has their own requirements and their own ways of looking at it. So I want you guys to determine it basis your requirements basis. Guys, it's a last 1 hour, not 1 hour, it's like almost 50 minutes only. So please ask any questions if you have. The reason I am not very why I keep telling के target थोड़ा सा lower रखो और target keep it a little low or keep realistic targets is because crypto markets are so weird. Like every second, every minute can be completely different for you. Like you can't uh, the moment you enter into the market, every second is going to be different and you cannot predict. Like leave aside days, months together thing. Like what we're talking about is in next few minutes also what will happen, nobody can predict. Next moment, next 5, 10, 15 minutes, suddenly market rises, it can rise up to 18-20% also. Next few minutes, if it's basically going to fall 18-20% also, nobody can say. So that's why I always say you have to target, you have to put a target, very realistic target out there. You can't put very unrealistic targets. That's why I told you 1:2 too low, get over with it. Don't overdo. First of all, market is not going that great. You can see when we started our session, it was like almost around 2.5% it was running at. Now that it is sitting at just 0.66. So now with the market, the rate is like 0.66 and you're trying to keep a target so big, it's not going to be practically possible, right? अब देखो जैसे ये आपने अपना मेजरमेंट टूल लिया, अब यहाँ से मैंने टारगेट लगाया, और दैट केप्ट अ रिस्क टू रिवॉर्ड ऑफ 1:2, बट रिस्क टू रिवॉर्ड 3054 पर मैं एक्सपेक्ट कर रही हूँ कि मार्केट शुड गो लाइक अराउंड 1.26%. हाँ, प्रैक्टिकली पॉसिबल है, बिकॉज 0.64 पर अभी चल रही है तो 1.26 तक तो पहुंच जा सकती है, क्योंकि दिस टारगेट इज एन अचीवेबल थिंग. बट अगर आप अभी, और अगर आप इधर भी रखते हो तो भी इट्स एन अचीवेबल नंबर. सी 2% की मार्केट है, यहाँ से एंट्री बनाई आपने, यहाँ पे आपने एग्जिट बनाया इस रेजिस्टेंस पे, स्टिल पॉसिबल बिकॉज इट्स अ 2% मार्केट विच इज प्रैक्टिकली पॉसिबल. बट यू लाइक ट्राइंग टू कीप अ टारगेट विच इज लाइक 6%, 10%. अभी आप सोचो इसी चार्ट पे अभी मैंने अगर इसको फॉर एग्जांपल ये 1:2 की जगह मैं लेती हूँ 1:3, 1:4, ये तो 1:3 हो गया, ये भी अचीवेबल ही है. अब मैं 1:4 या 5 या कुछ भी ऐसे लेती हूँ, थोड़ा बहुत एम्बिशियस नंबर लूंगी. ओके, आई एम टेकिंग अ वेरी एम्बिशियस नंबर, डोंट वरी. अभी जैसे 5, 6, ये हो गया 1:6 वाला, ये 1:6 हो गया. अब मैं इसको स्केल पे मेजर करूं, ओके, आई एम गोइंग टू मेजर इट. So from this level to this level, I'm almost talking about 3.66% of market. वो भी मैं बात कर रही हूँ पॉजिटिव मार्केट, I'm talking about positive market. So positive market 3.6 at this current stage, is it possible? Possible तो हर चीज है, लेकिन क्योंकि अभी we have seen in the news that there are no primary catalyst, no positive catalyst, nothing like के कोई ऐसी घटना अभी होने वाली है नहीं, या फिर कोई इंस्टीट्यूशनल अडॉप्शन हो नहीं रहा है, neither there is any kind of whale entry nor any positive news. So can market actually reach like 3.74% in present scenario? Then the answer can be like it can be a little difficult, given that सुबह से मतलब 24 hours में खुद, within 24 hours itself, like we created the support resistance, right? We measured this also. This itself was around 2.5% market. Like this was my support. Yahan se to my resistance. No, I am sorry, I took this wrong. Like I am going to pick up my measuring scale. So this is my support, and till this is my resistance. This itself is around 2.8% of market. Now what I'm aiming for is like 3.74%. So I'm trying to keep a target very unrealistic, right? Although the scenario can flip at any given point in time, could sudden positive happens, then it can flip the scenario altogether and might be a game-changing thing for all of you. But because in the market also no news of any positive thing happening, and the market can suddenly blow up or can start a bull run or something, nothing much in the news or anything else. And also now that we are heading towards the end of the year and all, because as a primary there is nothing positive that can actually take the prices or shoot up the prices that crazy. So उन सारी scenarios को we kept in mind, and we're trying to take a realistic figure here, and we're trying to take a realistic target. So 1:49, 1:2, still an achievable thing, even if on the worst case scenario 1:3 we kept, because यहाँ पे इसने resistance create किया है, तो we are expecting that at least it will reach the resistance level, even though it might not break out the resistance level, it might go till that level, bounce back हो सकता है, it can reverse it, but still the target can still be set till the resistance level. But now the question here is whether it will bounce above it, or it will not bounce above it. So that's why, so that we can be on safer side, what if it doesn't reach till the resistance level only, it bounces back and it starts reversing in the reversal direction. That's why what we're trying to do is we're trying to keep it a little lower than that, because 1:2 is also a happy number, like it's a good number, it's not very low also, it's not very it's giving you good amount of profits. Abhi, on a, what do you call, on one Ethereum itself is basically around $35 move, I guess. So $500 also we saw like around the close to $5-6 ka profit ban raha hai. When you, after taking out the fees and all, you're still left out with something in your pocket. Like at least something is coming. $4-5 kuch to aa rahe hain aapke paas. So it's not a bad situation. It's obviously a win-win situation. So I don't think we are trying to target, or we're trying to take we're not predicting anything wrong here, we're doing it in right direction. So let's continue to still watch. आपने अगर आप लोगों ने किसी ने भी यहाँ पर एग्जिट भी बना लिया तो इट्स स्टिल फाइन, आई एम ओके विद इट, बिकॉज as I said, every minute, every second in crypto markets matter a lot. So even if you are trying to exit at 1.49, it's totally okay, guys. Totally up to you choice. Like यहाँ पे जहाँ पे इसने ये वाली कैंडल क्रिएट की थी इधर वाले, अगर इस पे भी आपने एग्जिट मान लिया तो इट्स ओके, देयर इज नथिंग रॉन्ग इन इट. और हमने कोई बहुत ज्यादा भी डिडंट कीप टू अनरियलिस्टिक टारगेट, सो इट इज अ अचीवेबल थिंग. मोस्ट प्रोबेबली माइट बी के शायद while I am streaming, I don't know if we will reach our targets or not, but if in case we don't reach, I'm sure even after the stream, if you guys are continuing to watch the markets and all, then might be like maybe after the stream still it might be achievable, so you will have to wait. Maybe it's instead of 1 hour it might take 2 hours, or it might take 3 hours, something like that. Depends on the market, depends on the liquidity in the market, depends on what the current scenario is looking like. So those are the things, that's all. Honestly speaking, if you ask me, like currently selling is becoming strong and we started like getting into like kind of little downtrend zone. So any of you want to still exit, I think you guys can actually exit. I mean, वहां पे तो आपने exit बना ही ली होगी, अभी तो बहुत देर हो चुकी है, but yeah, अभी जो भी previous swing high बना है ना, there, if it reaches till there, you can still take an exit, because I think 1.1 1.49 is still a good number. 1 is to 1.49, 1.5. Exit, you get your money back, then again you can plan your entry more lower when it goes little more lower, again in case you want to buy. But yes, if you want to sell, then again it's a different story altogether. So up to you. In most of the scenarios, you're like looking at the present conditions and entering into the market. But because markets every second makes a different move, nobody on this earth, including maybe the CEOs of the companies, also uh, including the big influencers like maybe Donald Trump or anybody for that matter, has any idea whether it will move up or down. Because yes, whales, they might have their planned entries, but honestly speaking, uh, from the moment you enter into the market till you fetch your profits, nobody on this earth knows where the market is heading. It's just some probability, some speculation, some logical reasoning that you're trying to fit everywhere, and you're trying to put a target and just achieve that. That's it. It's all about that, because every second, every minute, every second, it's just changing, and nobody knows about what is happening anywhere. So that's why I'm going on saying, keep realistic figures, keep realistic figures. That's why I'm saying keep realistic things. Too ambitious numbers can cost. Too ambitious numbers can be risky. The best part of like taking like little slighter, lesser profit than bigger profits is like still at least you know that you put some money, you got something back in return, and then your principal is also saved, and within little short period of time you're still profitable. So that is still a good thing, instead of keeping too big targets, waiting, I don't know what all you're doing, and then ending up being too patient. Sometimes over patience can also cost. Over patience is not always profitable thing. Over patience can also be sometimes can cost like your profits and all, because you kept too big targets, market reversed from some direction, then definitely it's not going to be a profitable thing for you. So that's why I'd say enter हो, बनिए की सोच रखो, आए हो तो लेकर जाऊंगा, आए हो तो I will come, if I've come I will come and I'll take something and go. That is how your strategy should be. No matter how much, take something and go. That's all. If you put your money like $1 also you're getting after your taxes, after your expenses, that is still a profitable thing. Except a lot of people they go for too much greed, and that greed costs you a lot. If you would have not exited at 1.1, 1.49, and you're like trying to aim more, 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 and then what happens? Market reverses. Who is to be blamed? It's your greed. So I can see price has the capacity to reach our target 1:2. But as I told you, every second, every minute matters in crypto. Even in current scenario at 1.5, 1:1.5, if you're getting good amount of profits, you want to exit, you can. The reason why I tell you that market still have the capacity is because RSI is showing me that it is sitting at 47. Okay, so for it to be considered as overbought, it has to reach 70 and above. So if it is sitting still at 47, then it has capacity to further go up, and till 70 it has the capacity. The second reason is I can see that slowly buying pressure is building up. It's like sitting at 17 point something, although selling is strong, but yes, buying is also becoming strong. So that way also we can be like little, very little assured that yes, buyers can become strong. Third thing is yes, the 200 moving average is basically below price, which means price is above it, but shorter moving average is not supporting, but longer one is supporting. So this point is slightly disturbing here. If you know both moving averages were below the price, I would have 100% confidently said that yes, uh, it is going to go up. But here it is a 50-50 chance. It's a probability of 50-50 because 200 is below and 50 moving average is above. So now because price is ranging between both those averages, the probability of it going up and down is 50-50 only. Either it can go down, it's a 50-50, either it can go up, is also a 50-50. So now you can decide, do you want to exit at 1:1.49, 1.5, or do you want to stay till you reach 1:2 target? It's totally your choice and your call. I know some of you use 1 minute charts also, some of you use different charts. It all depends actually. You guys can decide. Scalping, scalpers do use 1 minute, 1 second charts also. Some of them use 1 second charts also. I like using 5 minutes, 15 minutes. That kind of gives a bigger picture, a little bigger picture. When you look at 1 minute chart, the saddest story or the bad part of it is because the candles are moving too quick. Sometimes what happens is like you're looking at the charts, and because the candles are sometimes so quick and moving, right? So you kind of get this heart attack. Like if it is moving in opposite direction, what if it basically moves in some other direction, and it kind of bounces and bounces your heart crazily. So I would rather keep a little slower chart, like 5-15 minutes, so that I will go with my small little movement instead of like picking up like very quick movements, which kind of gives me those heart attacks. I'd rather would go for 5-15 minutes. That way, like I know, okay, 5 minutes, like kahin na kahin, somewhere it will reach. 15 minutes, it will reach somewhere without having to kind of, go through that those sudden spikes and up and down movements. So that kind of creates a lot of fear and lot of anxiety, stress actually. So I mean, your wish you want to change the charts depending on. I think market doesn't have that kind of great liquidity. That's why, although whatever target we kept could have been easily possible within 1 hour itself, but because sometimes what happens is that if there's no liquidity, there's not enough liquidity, it might move in very slowly and steady and all of that. So again, part and parcel of this industry. Guys, anybody wants to share any kind of feedbacks, questions, anything that you want? Last half an hour. Anybody wants to ask any question, guys? Guys, if you haven't used your download button, sorry, deposit button, still please go deposit funds right away so that you can stand the chance to even win free giveaways, as well as you can also be part of my community where share buy sell signals. So you can get good guidance on it and help and support from me. So go click on the deposit button which you see it on the screens. I think something changed here. Sometimes the settings changes by itself. I don't know why. I think almost our target is getting achieved. I'm glad. Inducement candles, sweeping liquidity sweeps, fair value gaps. These are very, very good points on the charts where you can, pick up for an entry point. Because in all these cases, mostly price will basically bounce back to that region, will retest that zone for sure. So whenever, if you have seen in previous candle, you come and see that any liquidity sweep or any inducement candle has been formed, or any fair value gap got created, or an order block got created, that's where exactly you can plan your entries. Like, I'm not saying you have always have to plan buy entry. It can be sell entry as well, but these are very important points. Looking at the previous swing highs or swing lows, whether there was any price rejection that has happened. So, for example, now you saw this green candle and we kind of planned out our buy entry, correct? The same can be opposite for the sell entry as well. So, if you see that there was a big red candle with a big red wick out there, then we could have planned a short sell entry also looking at that red candle, because most likely where the price got rejected, the price will again come back and it'll kind of retest that zone again. So it's a good entry point. whether it's for buy or for sell, depending on which candle it is, and if there's a big like wick with it, yes, it is very much. See, our 1:4, 1:49 ratio is achieved. In fact, we are going above that now. This is where our target was 1:2. See, 1:2 achieved, guys. 1:2 achieved, 1:2 achieved, 1:2 achieved. Come on, give me some thumbs ups, give me some deposits, give me some. You guys are, I help you guys so much. You guys basically are not at all supportive. I always tell you deposit funds while I'm live and take a trade with me. See, our target is achieved 1:2. In fact, it's more than that, I guess. 1:2 is achieved almost. See, this is 1:2.18. आपको मैंने बोला था ना कि wherever you see a long wick forming, even if the price is not going to reach that resistance level, at least it will come to some level. It will come to some level. It will not reach that level, but it will reach some level. So that's why I kept my targets little lower than that. I didn't keep too realistic, like too ambitious number one. If I would have kept it at that previous swing high जहाँ पे resistance create हुआ है, that would have basically that would mean that it may or may not. वहाँ पे ना there was a probability of 50-50 chances actually. It may or may not have happened. That's why I gave you a little more lesser target than that, so that we know that even though it might not reach to that extreme zone, it is, this number is still possible. Still, price has a capacity. Its RSI is at 58. It can still go up till it is like overbought. It has capacity. But will it go up now? Will it reverse, take a little pullback, collect some liquidity, and then come back? Those are some things that we'll have to see. You guys didn't believe me. You guys didn't take trade along with me. See, you would have been sitting at a profit of close to $35, $40 profit you were sitting at. But you guys didn't pay attention to me. 615-255, hi my dear, hi, Professor 1092. Sorry guys, sometimes the system gets stuck and I cannot see your comments. Somebody sent me a message and then they disappeared. I'm so sorry. I didn't do it deliberately. I couldn't see your message then. So what I'm trying to tell is, see, when I gave you this trade, I gave you this target to buy here. If you guys would have listened to me, see 3016 and reach what, 3056. Right now 3056 minus 301716, right? You would have been sitting at a minimum profit of $40, but you guys still choose not to do it. Now what to do? $40 on a 1 Ethereum. But even if you say you have taken, even if you have taken a $500 position, which is like buying at 3016, selling at 3056, close to $11 profit is what you would have been sitting at. But you still chose not to do it. You still chose not to trade. You still chose not to listen to me. Now what can I do? I cannot do anything about it, right? So I tried my best. I kept on telling, but you guys are not listening. So your wish. Your wish, your wish, your wish. Does my trading strategies, all the things that we are discussing, is and adding any kind of values? Guys, please let me know in the comments. Give me the feedback. You still are not sure what we're talking, like, some things are not clear to you. Please feel free to ask, guys. There's no There's no rocket science here. There's nothing silly, easy, difficult, nothing like that. You can ask me anything. These streams are for all of us. Hi, my dear. Hello, hello. Professor 10920. Hi, my dear. You want a personal account manager. How much are you willing to trade? What is the amount that you're planning to trade? Because I think we do have portfolio managers which who are handling. I'll have to check this for you. I'm not sure. But how much are you willing to uh, trade? Like, is it a very big amount? What exactly do you need this personal account manager for? Is this for your trades that you want? Like, you want someone to trade? I'll check this for you. I'm not too sure that with $100, I'm not sure if there is any kind of, is there any personal account managers for such kind of things? I'll check it and I'll get back to you. You mind sending me your UID? Can you send me your UID? People who did not listen to me a little while ago, at 3 o'clock, 3:15, I gave you this buy entry. By now, which is like almost 6 o'clock, in 2 hours, easily you would have made with $100 into 5x of leverage. With a $500 position, you would have easily made around $11 profit. But you still did not listen to me, you did not follow me, you did not take my guidance, and there's nothing that I can do much beyond it. Okay, Mr. Professor, can I call you by the name Professor because your ID is showing as Professor, or you want to share your name? You can tell me your name. Share your name also, your username or your real name, so that I can send them a message. I'm not too sure, like if if you're starting something from $100, do we have an account manager? Because mostly account managements are given to the people who have like very big lots and all, like very big amounts. But with $100, like I'll check though for you, no problem. Give me your username, your name, ID, what something like username, your real name. All right, and I'll check it. I'll check it for you, Mohammed Farzan. Thank you so much for joining in. Really appreciate. But let me tell you, Farzan, although you might get a account manager, you might have somebody to handle it for you. But I would say, trust me, like learn it yourself because it's not very difficult. Trust me, if I can do it, anybody can do it. And there's nothing difficult at all. Like we saw between 3 to 6 itself. 3 o'clock is when we planned an entry, and by 6 o'clock, almost in 2 to 3 hours, we were able to achieve almost close to $11 of profit with a $500 position. And here I'm not even talking about $500 from your own pocket. $100 which you have, your 100 USDT itself, which is there in your pocket. With $100 you took a 5x of a leverage, which is like a $500 position. You bought it at 3016, you sold it at 3056. Clean, clear check, direct $11 profit. Out of that, maybe imagine maybe just around $2, $3, some $2, $2.50 around fees is going. So maybe you'll be left out with still $8, $9 in your pocket after fees. So how difficult, or how like is it rocket science? Is it some kind of like very difficult thing? I don't think it is. It's all about patience, and it's all about a little analysis. It's kind of like looking at few things, a combination of things, and just speculating what the market could look like, and then straight away within 2 to 3 hours we were able to fetch a profit of $11 on a $500 position. Imagine, even if you were like trading with one Ethereum, this I gave you a very small position, but if you were trading yourself in a like in one Ethereum, it's almost like how much dollar move it was. 3058 minus 3016, it's almost like $42 more. So one Ethereum also easily $42 to $50 went nowhere in just 3 hours. $42, $50 closely. This is where I planned my entry, and now see where the price is heading. And past 2 3 hours continuously I'm going on telling to everybody, guys take a trade, guys take a trade, guys take a trade. Nobody is listening to it. If you would have taken a trade here, by now around say like close to 40 $50 you would have been sitting. That's on one Ethereum. Of course, I'm not telling you like you have to put too much of money, too much of capital, because it's very risky. Even with your $100, Mr. Farzan, $100. In fact, in the starting of the session, I gave this position with $100 only. That is the margin that I used with 5x of leverage, 5 times of the leverage. See now where the price is heading. Wow, look at that. Our 1:3 ratio is also going to get achieved, I think. Wow, look at that. Be careful, guys. You have to be like very careful of these kind of candles when they move very swiftly. It can be a liquidity sweep or it can be an inducement. So you have to be like very quick in terms of either following this candle and exiting, or not take a trade at all. See now. Wow. Wow. Abhi to 1:3, 1:3 point something also is achieved. See, nobody listened to me. See, I look at that. मैंने तो आपको बहुत छोटा सा टारगेट दिया था, बट स्टिल वी वर एबल टू अचीव दैट 1:2. अभी देखो 1:3.77 इज अचीव्ड. Go back, Mr. Farzan. What I want you to do is refer to the guidance, refer to whatever is being shown in this, like why there, like whenever I give a trade, I'm not just giving in the air without any reason. There is a logical reasoning behind it. There is some kind of mathematical calculations. There's probability behind it. There is a lot of things in the background which I keep checking, and I tell you like, yeah, this can be a very good entry, this can be an exit, this can be a good like short sell position. So I give my reasoning behind it. It's not like I give just like it. My name is Nida Farzan. So my name is Nida Afreen. I'm associated with this channel with Zbit platform past 1.5 year. I am a trader myself. I am a crypto trader myself. And some days I'm actually trading and I have my own ups and downs. I have my own cycle of profits and losses and everything. And based on my own experiences and my own knowledge and my experiences, I share everything with all you guys so that you guys don't do the same mistakes. Sometimes I also do mistakes. I'm not saying I'm a god. So I do mistakes. So I share all of that along with when to buy, when to sell. I keep telling it. Although it's not financial advice, though, it's like you can take this guidance, apply this in your day-to-day trades, and see where it is heading and how it is heading for all you guys. But totally up to you guys. So either you can take my hand holding, deposit funds while I'm live, and take a trade when I say buy, take a sell when I say to sell. You can do that, or you can take the guidance and put the strategies in your own day-to-day trading and start trading on your own also. It's not a rocket science, trust me. Few jargons, terminologies here and there you need to learn about it, and it's very easy. Even if you don't understand leveraging, you don't understand liquidations, you don't understand mathematical calculation, some logical reasoning. I'm not telling you go for too much of complications with futures trading only. You can always try spot trading also. Like there's so many things. It's a huge, it's an ocean of knowledge actually. So you will somewhere find your comfort zone, and you will see that you have enough out there to be able to what do I call as uh, to consider yourself as a very whatever kind of a trader, because there are different types of traders also. If you know trading and you're just starting out, then you also need to know there are different types of traders. There are swing traders, there are day traders, there are scalpers, there are hodlers. So as you go on doing, as you keep on trading, you will realize that what kind of a trader you are. Scalper is one, somebody who's trying to capture like small movements and trying to take advantage of the quick movements and trying to make money within minutes to seconds. That is how the scalpers behave. Okay. Spot and futures, my dear Farzan, see, it's a very easy thing. Spot may you are using your own money, your hard-earned money, whether it is from $1 to $100, it is your own pocket, your own wallet, your own pocket. Nobody is lending you any money, nobody is giving you anything, your own pocket. $1 you put, you lose, whole $1 is gone. $1 you put, you gain $200. Your $1 plus 200 profit is yours. But in futures, the only difference is you are basically trading in both the directions. Futures is very beautiful in that sense, whereas in spot you are just buying low and selling high. Until unless you hold number of units in your account, you will never be able to sell it. Spot only works when you buy, you have units in your account, then only you'll be able to sell. Now selling is your choice. When you've already bought, you want to sell now, you want to sell after 100 years also, that's your choice. But futures is basically whether you hold any unit or not in your account, you can trade in both the directions. You know how to speculate the market, you know how to analyze the market. If you think from this current situation market is now going to dip down, even if you hold no units in your account, you can take a sell position. And not just a sell position, if you have as little as $3 in your pocket, you can leverage your position. Leverage means you can borrow funds from the platform, and leveraging on the Zbit platform is offered up to 125x. Now what is 125x is, if for example you have $3 in your pocket, so you can multiply that into 125 times. So up to $375 is what you can borrow from the platform and trade with 375. Just keeping $3 in your pocket, you can trade up to 375. Suppose you said to me in the starting of the session that you have $100. So if you have $100, imagine, nobody takes 125x. It's a very risky thing, because if you're losing that much money, remember that. So nobody takes that, but I'm just showing you hypothetically. So 125x is up to what we offer. So you can take, if with $100 you're taking 125x of a position, means you're taking around $12,500 worth of position. So as a beginner trader, your leverage shouldn't be more than 5x, to be honest. So you can maximum take 100 into 5. But sometimes it's not about beginner trader also, it's not always about a professional trader also. It also depends on your capacity. If your risk bearing capacity or your loss bearing capacity is just for about $100 only or $200, you cannot risk about taking 5 times of it and lose out on $500 instead. When you know that I can only afford to lose $100, why am I even going for 5x? So in that scenario, you might as well avoid it. Don't take 5x. Maybe you can take 2x, or you might take 1x, or you might just play around with $100. That is totally up to you. So that's a major difference. Because in futures, you're not buying the real exact units, you're buying the contracts out here. So you are not actually holding any units out there in your pocket. So anytime if the leverage or the margin is not there in your account to support your trade, your trade is like inevitably going to liquidate, which means the price, like if for example you're taking a buy trade, but the market basically, instead of moving up, it completely went down, like it went in the opposite direction. So what happens in that scenario is your position is going to liquidate. And I showed you in the starting of the session, when does the position liquidate. Please go back, rewind it, replay that. You will get to know how the position get liquidated and all. And basis the kind of leverage and the margin you have, you can calculate it yourself. Okay. Because I'm ending this session, I am already done with my 4 hours of session, and we are in the last 4 minutes of it. I cannot really explain you in detail. So what I suggest, Mr. Farzan, that you go back, just replay the revisit the starting of the session. I have shown you clearly. If you're taking 5x of leverage, which is like 5 times of the margin, 5 times of what you hold in your pocket, then at whatever current scenario, in current price, whatever you're buying at, and you're predicting that it is going to either go up or down, and if the opposite of it happens, then at what price is it going to completely wash out your margin? I have calculated that and shown you in the starting of the session. So I want you to go and replay that and see it for yourself, so that you can learn it, so that next time when you're positioning yourself, you know that okay, abhi main is jagah par I am buying at current scenario, I'm buying at current market rate, and if my trade is not supporting me, it is not going in the direction I want it to go, till what level is it going to capacitate me, till what level is it going to help me stay in that? So those are the things that you need to understand, and then you can basically trade in right direction. So all these things are discussed in the starting of the session. Farzan, please go back, refer to the stream from the starting. You will be able to catch a lot of things. I try to simplify the things in the most easiest manner, but still after that you have some kind of doubts, you can always come back. I'm going to be live again, I think tomorrow at the same time. I'm not sure if that time is going to change or not, but just in case, the time my normal timing is 4 to 8 p.m. Gulf Standard Time, but maybe for a couple of days, 2 to 3 days, I might be coming between this time, 2 to 6 p.m. Gulf Standard Time. So you can watch the streams and learn through it. And just in case you're still finding anything difficult, please get in touch with me. Connect with me on the Telegram community. On the more section, you can see Telegram fans group. You can get in touch with me. You can send me message over there, and I can still guide you and help you out with it. Coming to your personal account manager, I will check with my team that if there is a personal account manager that can help you in your day-to-day requirements and help you guide you in taking trades and all of that. And with that, I think, yes, I'm ending this session. Any more questions? Mr. Farzan, please, I request you can you see the more option on the screen right now on the live application? There is a Telegram fan group. Go to that Zbit Telegram fan group and click on it. You will be getting in touch with me directly. I'll be answering to you on Telegram community, so you can talk to me there. Regarding your account manager, yes, I will check that for you and I'll get back to you on that, because currently I have to sign off from this. I have to go offline. I will be getting in touch with you at like tomorrow between 2 to 6 p.m. Okay. So guys, hopefully some of you were able to listen to me. Some of you were able to take this guidance and use it in the right sense and use it in the right purpose. If you would have listened, you would have been sitting at least a minimum of close to $50 profit, which would have been like if you would have listened to me in the starting of the session at around 3 o'clock. That's where I gave you this position. And if you would have definitely gone by my guidance, by now you would have been sitting at least minimum of like $50 profit on one Ethereum. But if you would have taken even with $100 and a 5x leverage, $500 position, around so you would have been sitting at least minimum of $11 to $15 of profit, but you missed out on that opportunity. Nevertheless, it's not the end of the story. It's not the end of the world. Another day is going to be there. There is going to be endless opportunities that are going to be there. All you have to do is grab that opportunity when it comes to you, and don't miss out on those opportunities, because opportunities don't come again and again. Now you missed it, you don't want to miss it in the next turn. So I want you guys to stay tuned, stay throughout the session, so that you get right kind of guidance and you pick up on whatever is being told here, and then put in your own guidance as well and take a trade and make a lot of money. Guys, your success ultimately is going to make a lot of difference to all of us, because we're trying hard to kind of guide you, to kind of tell you how to go about with doing things. So when you are successful, it's ultimately going to be my success too. So please, please, please adhere to the things that we are telling you. At the same time, I also want to tell you, because crypto markets are highly volatile and anything can happen in a day. So please only trade that much which you think you can afford to lose, because everything can be washed out in a second, in a split of second. Everything can be washed out. So be careful of what you trade, and only invest that much which you think you can afford to lose. because you don't want to lose out on all of the money. The good side of the story is, of course, the good profits, but the sad side of the story is like you can lose out on everything. So be careful and trade safely. This is Nida Afreen signing off from Zbit. I will be seeing you between 2 to 6 p.m. The standard time tomorrow again. So stay tuned. Until then, we'll be coming up with a lot more exciting topics and a lot more logical reasonings and good buy and sell signals. So stay tuned and keep watching Zbit official. So take care of yourself, guys. Have